during those moments where everyone's going out, and oh, it seems we have our first match here. It's gonna be an Ed versus a Manon.
Yeah, this is I will say Ed is one of my favorites just as a dramatic character, mainly because I love boxers in general. I'm a Little Mac fan and you know, Super Smash Brothers as well, so I love boxers. I love the entire aesthetic of it, and maybe that makes me a unique person here in the fighting scene, but of course it's gonna be a good start here as we're gonna see a nice opening from Drésan. Very, very clean corner hold here, as this is gonna be a problem for the Manon player.
Yeah, no, but they're starting to make their way out, and there we go. Textbook grapples, trying to go for some throws, starting to get some corner pressure up. Lowe's coming out from Drésan there and able to secure a KO. Already starting off strong, able to pretty much counter the corner pressure that OnlyHands was trying to throw out.
It was a very, very nice one as well, and immediately opening up with an air, which I'm not sure that's the right move to make. OnlyHands saying yes, this is as easy as it comes, but a nice get up. The counter hit is going to be worked into the mix, both sitting at level 2 if they wish to try and branch even further. But Drésan saying nah, no chance. I'm good. Gets a quick little jab in as well.
Nice little jab in. There we go, going for the throw. We're starting to make it towards the corner. Not going to be able to reach the wall with DI. Wait, nice uppercut. There we go, hitting the level 3, and that is going to be melting that health bar off. I'm thinking, yeah, no, it's definitely going to be killed.
Easy round there. Very, very clean from Drésan. Knew that they could end it right away, and honestly, OnlyHands had a chance at a good opening, but said, okay, no chance whatsoever. Still in classic mode for both, saying, let's go, let's have a little bit of a fight. Let's see how well you can fight once again in the Manon. We know Manons can bring so much damage if they're allowed to get a lot of the combinations up, if they're allowed to get into your face, but will it happen here?
We'll see, because going for a little mix-up there. Seems that Drésan is starting to make their way against, there we go, getting a throw against OnlyHands, trying to reach their way in, and I'm noticing it's just a lot of back and forth, especially with Drésan just trying to space out OnlyHands. Not enough though, starting to get a grab. Another one to just throw down to Drésan, and there we go, starting to make that HP fly away just a little more.
Oh, good block so far. Oh, you can't block that.
No, you can't block DI. It was such an unfortunate position there, Orbital. Drésan was in the corner, and when you're in the corner like that, it's either you try to block it and get on the wall, and then you're just a sitting duck, or you just let it happen.
And just like right now, we're seeing OnlyHands really come back into their own. We mentioned the fact that that Manons can do so much work and given the right opportunity. It seems that OnlyHands has really gotten into their comfort zone. That's 2 tosses that was seen nearly back to back, but that was a clean game 2.
Yeah, look at that. Literally OnlyHands coming back, starting to understand Drésan's game and saying, all right, I'm just going to keep grabbing you.
It was so clean. I loved it every single moment, and now it's on to Drésan. Drésan, early on in game 1, said, okay, I know how to fight this, I know how to battle it out, but do I have the chance once again? Game 2 seemed all their own, and there's going to be the swap out. Drésan said, okay, now we're switching over to Jamie, a little bit of that drunken style to start out this tournament.
An interesting pick. They might be trying to go for some good rush down pressure, especially against a grappler. Like, ooh, wait, the perfect parry. Not enough, though, as the corner pressure is still going hard for Drésan after that anti-air. Okay, and the grab, too, in the corner. Okay.
This feels vastly different as well from the... this just feels overwhelming. There it is. Perfect KO. Drésan saying, give me some here. That's going to be rough. Now charging forward and saying, no worries, get the first punch, drink up a little bit more, and get even more damage down.
Look at that. Already has 3 drinks. 1 more to go. OnlyHands starting to make some attack. Oh, but gets out of that with an OD. And here we go. The 4-drink madness is beginning.
Oh, there's no stopping this. I don't think there's a way to stop this. Unfortunately, OnlyHands got struck with the feet as well. Entering burnout here, and it does not matter. Catch him, sleeping windmill to victory.
Absolutely perfect. Drésan literally said there, okay, you know my head. You understood my head.
I believe that's Kid. Come on. Matching up against the like of, I think that was Yeezus. I'll have to double check the names, but it's going to be a good one. Yeah, Yeezus versus Zan, actually. I'm so sorry. So Zan versus Yeezus, and we got the good old Ken versus Ed.
Okay, we're already starting out with a perfect parry. Not much off of that, but a throw is going to be doing some nice stuff for Jesus, keeping it going with OD, and that's perfect setup to get some more damage. Oh, Zan able to get out of it with a throw, though.
And sending a couple fireballs right back, keeping the spacing out there, and uses that charge to try and get on the other side. Doesn't want to get stuck in the corner, but I mean, nice little shoulder check, broken out of it though, and now you chase forward, force a little bit of a burnout, but man, this damage resounding back could be big. Zan saying, this is my opportunity. So got a little bit of meter left to work with and trying to break through the guard, but very nice hold right now from Yeezus. Yeezus caught on the uppercut though, as short Yukin says, nah, you're still stuck in the corner. Nice jump over once again. And it's down to a one-touch combination here. This could be dangerous. Fireball to finish. Zan wins round 1.
My goodness, literally just throwing out a Hadouken and then mixing it up with just a kick to the overhead. That was perfect work coming out there from Zan. And spacing out already. And okay, the DI is able to connect. Here we go. This is where true pressure begins. But maybe not, as we see the level 2 coming out of Jesus, and we're already comboing off of it for some insane damage to make that life even.
I like that way to go ahead and say, all right, I answer back, but once again, Zan says no, you do it once, I do it twice, gets the throw as well, keeps in the corner, but a nice counter hit. He's gonna bring right back, but another ground to toss. Jesus wasn't ready for it, and that's gonna be Zan taking game 1.
Beautiful from Zan, just always knew what to do at the right moment. Whenever Jesus was trying to create pressure, just gonna throw you.
Too good. Too good right there. Now, do we see a character swap? Because last time we saw this happen, we did see a hard swap, and it was a big shakeup. And this will be for Yeezus, right? Taking a look, seeing if this is actually going to be that big, and it is! All right, Yeezus going with the Zangief from light and limber to heavy and just powerful. Oh, this is a big swap.
Oh yeah, no, especially in how they're going to play. They're absolutely going to be trying to go for pile drivers and any type of throw they can. Mother Russia is definitely watching with support from Zangief here.
And into the back streets as well. I love this stage. It's just very, it feels fun. But at the current moment, I don't know if Yeezus is actually enjoying it. Right now, Zangief just feels like a larger body bag. We throw it against, but there's that pile driver. Get one, maybe get a second as you charge forward. Try and swing a boot, but the read on the getup wasn't exactly there, so Zan was able to get a little bit of freebie, but still getting punched out. And body block. Meter is out, and the tornado wins it out. Very nice twister, so Yeezus gets round 1.
That was perfect for Yeezus. Zan trying to come back in though. Already setting up perfectly. Got Yeezus in the corner. Has to break this defense. Loads are starting to make something happen, but Yeezus is starting to make a break. Shoryuken's going to stop them, and the throw is going to keep him in the corner. Can we keep it going? DI is coming out here. Okay, we're going out and away.
Very nice read though, hops over and says, nah, you don't get that low against me. There's another grab into the back breaker. It works quite well. So Zan, realizing that this could be very, very touch and go, needs to be careful. Goes with a couple combinations, catches the low and says, that's my opportunity, and grabs a round right back. 1-1, final round.
We're seeing that for Zan, you know, they're not being shaken up by the Zangief choice. You know, it's a bit of a different play style, but they're not shaken. They're starting to learn what Zangief wants to do. It's like, okay, I'm just going to start countering you, but oh, wait, the OD pile driver?
That feels good. And this time even connecting with the kick. Tried to jump up though. Follow-up wasn't exactly what you wish, but calls out. That is the level 3, and happiness rains down. I think Zan might live with this living. No, that's full. That's easy done. And Yeezus gets game 2.
There we go. It was close, but Yeezus was able to clutch it out and secure it. And now we're going on to a game 3. Winner takes all. Can the Zangief pile drive this Ken into obliteration, or can Ken make it out alive?
I mean, I'm sitting here wondering all the same, and it worries me, right? This could be big. Zan has had moments where they are able to get things like that. The throws in and really take combinations. Shoryuken once again keeping Yeezus in the corner, but all you need is one moment. He just needs one chance. That chance ain't coming this way. Quick kick combo into the fire. All you need is one more shot, but that shot might be turned around. Quick L jab in the ground. And are you going to have a second chance? Beat it out. He's just trying to get some control, but the low jabs are enough. Both going for the jabs on the low. I love it. I love it. They just want the chip. All they want is the chip. Big opening. And there it is. Sure you can. Oh, Zan. They're playing a game.
They just kept trading with those damage or just those crouching kicks. In the end, the Shuriken was able to do it from Zan. And now Zan is on round point here. Just has to keep this pressure up on Uses. Goes for a pro. Zangief's game. There we go. Just rushing in. Shuriken on low health. Wait, now level 3. Is it going to connect again? Oh, it gets jumped over. My goodness. And another super coming out from Zan. That's going to do it.
Ken wins.
I was not expecting that. I'll be honest. I want to see them all.
It looks like we're going to be keeping it going. Juri versus Akuma over here. Ozzzz versus Ozzzz.
Okay. So Akuma as well, we've seen Akuma's just full on, it feels just overwhelming. They're given that night and day option, but Juri, I mean, we just talked about Juri love taking over games, and there's a reason why it's picked so highly. And right now, this is easy, just going, yeah, I'm here. You better watch me.
Yeah, quite literally pushing in. I feel like Juri is one of those better players for a rushdown currently. Of course, there's Cam, there's Rashid, there's Candy, there's Kimberly, but Juri is also there. It's one of those, not the ones you might not first pick in terms of thinking just plain rushdown, but it's definitely going to be rushing down. Ozz going around the world, the double throw, okay.
AC has been one of, I believe, one of the top contenders here in the Breakout Series as well, so no stranger to the scene as well. Finally a chance back for Ozz, but it's a little bit too little too late. That's another grab into the kick and then a low to catch him in the stomach. That is going to be a quick game 1 for EC.
Yeah, literally a blink of an instant moment. EC's already showing up.
I'm always a little bit, I don't know. I'm just curious if we're going to see Ozz really break anything out here, and maybe if not, just head into a lower bracket for a very quick chance at a redemption. But I mean, EC knows how to take control, knows all of these combinations. Just the flow of the character, even forcing Ozz to give space. That is not what we want to see.
No, you never want to see that. Look at that. Already breaking out of a throw. Can we keep it going? Just parrying all of these fireballs. Oh, got Bison.
And a nice timing as well. Very, very smart to go ahead and force out of the corner. Go ahead and use those levels and just say, yeah, that's going to be all mine. Quick grab, though. This is a chance. You see a little bit low end and reading that get up. Ozz said, give me that round.
Perfect. There we go. Ozz starting to make their way back. And there we go. Already starting off strong with some crouching kicks. Perfect. Oh, wait. Oh, there we go. Countered with the super.
Very, very nice play. And right now, EC not giving any order. Side to side, corner to corner. It is all theirs. Good little turnaround, though, as that's the Ozz trying to turn things around in their favor. Good parry, good blocks all the way through. Ensuring EC takes almost no damage from that.
I was absolutely logging right there because that was, there we go, EC going to be taking that round, but that was a quadruple streak of throws all the way across the stage.
You don't get away with it that often, but I mean, if you catch the opponent kind of sleeping there, it works quite well. 2 fireballs, 3 fireballs, period. It's just that easy, and Ozz is like, okay, fireballs don't work, this is going to be the throw. Now catching EC sleeping a little bit. Able to fire off a quick combo, and even into level 3, this is going to do monumental work.
Oh, yeah, no, absolutely. Look at that. Already just shaving EC's health bar. Still in the corner. And Ozz is still putting on the pressure. And there we go. Once again, the pools are tied up 1-1. And this third game is going to decide it all.
Now, granted, the streak so far has been whoever wins game 1 wins game 3 as well. So, is that going to happen here, or is Ozz going to turn the tables and we're actually going to see a little mini reverse sweep so far? Ozz is saying, yes, that can happen here. Strong hand from the center to corner and back to center. Another grab to finish out the round. Clean as a whistle, save for a little bit of dirt on their shoulders.
My goodness, Ozzzz has just absolutely been running it back. It felt like EC had so much good rush down, good space control, good pressure at the beginning, but Ozzzz has been answering everything. But it looks like EC heard me and is already busting out this level 1 here to pretty much just disrupt anything. There we go, throw in the corner, can we get another one? A few jabs, some OD kicks to go in there, trying to go for an overhead stomp. Boom, that throw is going to be tying it up. Now we're in the last game, the last round of this match.
Alright, Ozzzz, let's see if he can do it. Great start by EC though. EC saying, nah, I ain't going down to lower records just yet. But a response back as Ozzzz takes control of the air. Oh, wait, little fireball. He's trying to create a little bit of space and pressure. Catches EC rushing in, but both falling just a little bit short. Trying to cover. There it is. First strike landing for Ozzzz. And that's going to be a huge chunk into the levels. This is going to put EC in very, very tough threat range.
My goodness, it's going to leave EC trying to make sure that they don't open their defenses any second. And this corner pressure might be in, but the OD short that is going to do it. And there you go, Ozzzz is going to be moving on out of Pools Winners Round 2.
It's going to be a little bit interesting, and as well with DJ rocking on through, let's see what they can throw down the number 4 spot in the winners quarterfinals. That's what they're hoping to play for. Great opening so far from Jazz. A picture perfect moment to catch Gargoyle sleeping.
And look at that, keeping up the pressure, had the back combo, starting to get broken out there. There we go, Gargoyle's trying to break it in. Can't really break the defense though of Jazz right now. Just kind of going back and forth here.
And it's getting a little bit cheeky here. Gargoyle taking a little bit of chip, and that's not what you want to have happen. That leaves it open for an M Bison charge. Great driver just to finish it off, and Jazz looking clean round 1.
Already looking very strong here. I mean, showing Bison just how strong they really are. And it looks like Gargoyle is trying to just have some defense, gets thrown out of it. Oh, jumps out of the throw, pretty much just whipping it for Jazz, able to get one of their own, trying to make some pressure happen, but the OD double knee press is going to be able to be doing very good stuff. They're Psycho Mind, but they're able to break it by getting the throw in.
Oh dear. Take a look at that. The Lion prowls the streets here as Jazz just waiting for that last little, like, if they're able to catch up off guard, but they're going to be able to fight back, but hold up short as that is going to be a level 3.5. Easy pile drive into the ground and into the finish. Jazz taking game 1.
Okay, already starting off strong here. Jazz showing just how strong Bison can be. Again, just always making sure they have good damage when they need to. And okay, we're already starting off with the OD head stomp.
That looked mean. That's all I can say. That looked a little mean in there, but it was a green one, and now Gargoyle being able to fight back a little bit, saying, hey, jackets off, shirts off, let's go, let's rumble. I'm trying to pin Jazz into the corner, but right now it's looking a little bit tougher than they probably would have liked. That's going to be a quick grab to shoulder check. That's a quick elbow as well, so Jazz getting some damage down and forcing the stun as well. How much damage are you going to get? Quick cartwheel into the overhead slam, into the fall. You drop it at the very end, but it's more than enough. Jazz taking round 1.
Okay, this is going to be very scary right now for Gargoyle. They're going to be having to space out a little bit if they want to make sure Jazz doesn't get anything going. Getting some nice lows, able to trip up Jazz, but there we go. Already coming in with the OD double knee press. Back fist combo is going to be landing on mine, and can we explode it? OD Psycho Crusher. There we go. The mine setting up, and now we're going to be having some crazy pressure coming out. Jumps over the drive impact, just if they're reading from the future, and now they're getting thrown though.
Oh man, this is dangerous here. Jazz saying, please give me a chance. Knocked into the wall once again. Gargoyle showing signs of life. That's gonna be a quick kick, strong kick as well, and dodging over. Puts Jazz into a very dangerous position, but that's the catch, and that's the meter, but answering back. It ain't gonna happen. Very nice catch by Jazz. That should be the finish. That will be a 2-0 for Jazdero.
My goodness, the first 2-0 that we're having tonight.
Coming in, and it is going to be Honda versus Dhalsim. for a chance at top 16.
Okay, here we go. Now things are starting to get serious in Breakout tonight. We're starting to punch our way into the top 16. There we go. Good teleport off the start for Liquid. Good defense too. But it looks like Jewelman is trying to break it, trying to do a best slam, but can't find their way in.
Sitting here chilling as Liquid was sitting up going, yes, this is my opportunity. It's actually met with staunch resistance. Jewelman going ahead, firing away with that heavy weight, gets the grab and the back crack. And yes, that's all I need, but stretching the arms gives some advantage over to Liquid, who's keeping E-Honda at arm's able. What a nice flying jump, meeting in the air right now. Running top down, as that's going to be a heavy hand. All of a sudden, that is going to be the burnout here. This is going to be a problem. Liquid trying to run away as quickly as possible, but how far can you go? Small fire. This is going to be a quick little tap. Looks like that might be enough as Jewelman realizing that there's nowhere to go. Smacked down by the teleport. Perfect work. Liquid using their teleports in moderation to be able to ensure that Jewelman can't really guess what they're going to be trying to do. Even with Jewelman starting to rush in a little bit here and getting some good damage on Liquid. Liquid, there we go, able to get a perfect parry, throw into the corner, trying to get some corner pressure, but gets throw escape, and again, perfect work of that teleport into the level 1. I mean, just using that level 1 as well, just to create a little bit of opportunity, saying, hey, I can get level 3 if we go to round 3 or anything of the nature. Right now, that's going to be that little test. Nice block, holding out again, uses that fire to try and push Jewelman back. That quick grab and slam. Butt slam even gets some nice heavy damage. Now it's just a touch and a half, but Jewelman may have set up a little bit too far, as that's going to be the burn. Liquid just needs one touch as well. Fireball arm stretch and then some, but a nice jump in from the sky, sees it open. This is just a single chance. Fireballs raining from above. Quick TP on the back end, and that will be Liquid to take game 1.
There we go. Perfect work from that TP, especially after that drive reversal that Liquid was able to pull out their orbital. I felt like they're always, I mean, that's what you get from Zangers. They always know how to control their space, and they always know how to disrupt it when they want to.
I don't see that changing anytime soon either. This is going to continue as Liquid in full control, forcing Jewelman to go different out so early because there's not a chance to do anything. That is brutality right there. The stun state at the end, just icing on the cake.
Goodness, just forcing your opponent in the corner is going to make you mad, especially when Jewelman is trying to show and you get a drive impact, trying to push Liquid towards the corner. Drive reversal coming out though, going for a drive impact, but the counter DI is going to be coming out. Okay, Liquid, and the teleport is going to be securing the corner pressure after this throw. Burnout!
Oh man, it's just rude. Right now, Jewelman, though, finding an opportunity to space in, saying, okay, I'm in burnout, I have to do some work here. It's going to be a little bit of a rough connection here. A little bit of that bully back, and it is as Jewelman now leads with a little bit of HP, but how much more are you going to get? Quick burn, and then some Liquid raging out here.
And with that secure from the level 3, that is going to be doing it. Liquid going to be able to get that second game.
That's with us last week. So of course, both top contenders are looking for a chance to fight back as we get the Luke and Manon. So not the ones that we were looking at before. Kevin's rocking the Manon that we've seen rock out before. Let's see if the Luke can hold it down.
We'll see here. Luke sporting their Street Fighter 5 look a little bit, but we're seeing Sevens, you know, trying to break their way in. A lot of sandblasts coming out from Rookie here, trying to jump in. Gets anti-air though. There we go. Sevens starting to make a little bit of a, trying to break in a little bit.
Did you say they're trying to break out of their shell? Right?
Oh, ooh. You got the joke. Wait. Oh. Okay, that just took me out of shock. I was just laughing, and then out of nowhere, Sevens was able to level 1 against Rookie, just trying to rush him with an Avenger.
And I mean, they were able to hold off pretty well, but you're not able to hold off fully. That's going to be Rookie rock in the corner. Of course, the damage output is actually quite minimal considering what could have gone down, so Sevens actually takes a beating right back. Get up is going to be a little bit difficult here, so let's see how this is going to play out here. Quick touch on the back end. It is going to be that full empty of the meter once again. One touch is going to do it, as that's going to be the chase and the bully right back out. Send the levels right back if you can. Empty on both ends, one touch on either side. It's going to be touch and go. Someone's got to break here. Quick jump, and you catch him with the double kick.
Able to avoid that sandblast and then closing the distance with another very Russian attack. Seven was able to be very good there. You saw that Ricky was just trying to jump back and got caught with an anti-air. Didn't really know what to do from that. And they're already getting thrown multiple times in the corner. My word, this might be a perfect. It is!
Oh. That's just rude. That's just rude right there. That was beautiful. Gotta say that was beautiful.
No, it was. beautiful but rude. Especially after that close first round. Just like, okay, bye-bye.
I mean, that's a good read, though. You sit there and say, okay, what adjustments need to be made, and Sevens did it. Now, of course, Rookie doing the exact same, having a phenomenal start here to the round, but Sevens trying to turn the table to get around in the corner. Sends Rookie flying 1, 2, 3 times so far, getting another high kick down and watching us jump out. Rookie really doesn't have a good response here, as that's another twist and throw. It's now twice that it's worked, and another jump up, and it feels like it's going to be answered once again. Quick little pops of the air blast, and sure, you can modify it as such, and maybe you get a chance. Quick overhead, breaks through the guard, and Sevens is taken quite low, but Rookie, you need to be careful. You can't let that chip go through, and you don't, so you take a round for yourself.
Perfect work. Rookie just making as much chip damage as they wanted to, and now both of these fighters are just kind of feeling each other out. Ooh, drive rushing in already. Rookie with some of these flash knuckles is proving very good and able to get that corner pressure. Another flash knuckle, a level 3. Okay, here comes the damage.
Yes, that is brutality at its core. We love to see it. Rookie being able to get a huge HP lead. And for Seven, you know you have a full game behind you that you can play with, but no one likes fighting for that game 3. Competition in this tournament here is feeling fierce as all, as that's going to be a quick counter, and Sevens is lost in the sauce here. Tries to jump, but Ricky seals the deal with that uppercut. It's just so good.
And I feel like what's even better, and I feel like that could be the ultimate counter to absolutely beautiful but rude Sevens was in that first game, just saying, all right, I'm just going to perfect you right back.
Don't see it changing anytime soon either, so that's going to be a chance for Rookie to try and turn the tables. Remember, you need a little bit of extra oomph, but there it is again, catching Sevens. That's like the second or third time that you got Sevens kind of unawares in the air, so Rookie getting a good read there. Will Sevens be able to adjust, going with the low ground play, which I actually really like, also going close quarters with a quick kick, trying to get the launcher, but didn't get much else from it. They're going to find that angle in a half. Bully moment out though as Rookie gets the rock off the corner wall.
Multiple flash knuckles, that seems to be Rookie's favorite game, but it looks like Sevens is starting to make their way back in with a few drive rushes and that throw, trying to make it happen again, but there we go. Rookie's making their way in. They got no gauge, but it's fine because they're going for that level 2 and they're putting out so much damage there. Just a little more. They're in the corner right now. Rookie might have the chance, might want to just space out a little bit with these sandblasts in order to just disrupt the gauge, but it's looking very dire.
He gets swept on the legs, and that's the touch that you need. Sevens thought they had the opening, but Rookie said, nah, ain't that free. It's a quick tap, but keep in mind, the meter difference right now. Seven sitting on level 2, could do a level 3 if they get the space. So again, another wall rocker there as Rookie gets some early damage, about a quarter.
They're gonna get damage off the start, and Rookie's already keeping it going, getting parried a little bit by Sevens, and Sevens is starting to grab, but they're still doing a good job. Oh, another one, another hard knockdown. Rookie has got to get this defense up a little bit, starting to get it better against Sevens, but Sevens is really starting to disrupt their gameplay.
I mean, Rookie, I don't think they're lost just yet. They're still feeling a little bit in control. They can trade out a couple more blows and going low, but nice jump over 7's red. That almighty haymaker if they can. Nice little backward spin here, but it doesn't really catch like you want. 7's able to block it out. Currently, 7's is in burnout, and that's going to be the danger. Yes, once again, Rookie says yes, please, with a charge and a half. It will be the end as Rookie takes the series.
Didn't even get to go into the full. Yeah, we already knew what was coming into this. Blanka, pretty much the textbook definition of speed versus the grappler ballerina Manon.
Hopefully, it plays out well here, and I mean, Zombie knows how to take over some of these matches. Right now, ZombieAzteka, though, trying to fight a little bit further back, gets a quick twist and toss. Trying to keep them on their toes, but a nice catch in the air once again to set up a nice combination, gets the electricity as well. Good blocks on the low, though, not following through, or not allowing the follow through much further, but that's going to be a quick back kick after the grab. That's going to be Zombie round 1.
Already starting off strong. Noticing there, Zombie just had a good grasp on the set play they wanted to do. You see a few light kicks into the rolling thunder, and they're keeping it going. Able to just absolutely dodge. They knew Azteka was going to try to attack after them, and there we go. Already going for another super, and Azteka is in this corner. It's super weak here, and that level 3 is going to be doing all types of damage. And there we go, trying to do another rolling attack into the corner, into another throw. 1 HP, and that little kick is going to secure a perfect KO.
I mean, Zombie just ain't waiting around. I love this so much. Zombie showing off here. ZombieAzteka trying to do their best here as much as they can, and honestly rocking straight back into the stage with this quick grab and keep Zombie on their toes. ZombieAzteka trying to round things out early, but a quick overtake by Zombie themselves. They try and uses Blanka, just covering all angles, but going low instead of high right now, as that's a meter burn. That's going to be burnout right now for ZombieAzteka.
It's already going to be meter burn, but it's fine. Azteka still's got the HP, and they're still putting on very good damage. Ooh, but the OG vertical rolling attack into a little bit of a mix-up there is going to be doing very good for Zombie, as they're just jumping over Azteka's gameplay, but there we go. Azteka was able to make it back in, and OG is going to secure them around.
So close, but they're going to be able to do a little bit more here. That's going to be a quick toss and then some. Good juggle. Little juggle there. They're going to look for a little bit more, though, as ZombieAzteka is like, nah, you don't get that one for free. Let me expend a little bit of a level and take you down a notch as well. It's a nice little rebound here as Zombie realizing, nope, this might be a problem.
Might be a problem. They're just trying to space out right now. Not what we usually see from Zombie. But there we go, just making it happen. My goodness. And there we go, another level 3. And yeah, I'm not even gonna question it. That's gonna kill. Let's go.
It is. But remember, this now gives ZombieAzteka the big chance to throw a level 3 of their own. If they open up really, really well to get a couple of those grabs once again, maybe you can send a quick force straight down, and Zombie will be caught off guard, but Zombie so far taking control of the early stages. Quick down and up, getting those workouts, getting those burpees going. Electricity gonna be able to stun ZombieAzteka out. Oh, I love that, breaking up the combo that would be, and you're forced into a level 3.
Goodness, there we go. Azteka starting to get some good gameplay, and might have gotten a little bit mixed up by Blanka chaining that electricity, but it's fine. They're going to keep going strong, even if they're a little in the red. Try to keep it going. Zombie trying to come back in. Oh, misses the DI, and they're on literally a sliver of health. Oh, so close right now. What's going to be happening here? Oh, the start of the wait! That's going to secure it. ZombieAzteka not going down easy 1-1.
We were not expecting that. I don't think at all. We were not expecting that in the least. The wall bounce to stun always feels so bad when you see it happen. I mean, Zombie was able to weather the storm. Whenever you're able to force out a level 3, it always feels like you had the game in the bag, right? But no, that didn't happen. Now ZombieAzteka trying to fight back, but Zombie once again very much in control off the early start. The combo did so much work, but Azteka able to fight back. Quick toss to about 45%. Catches Zombie on the low ground move, gets another toss to the back end. One more would do it. That's against the wall, and the juggle will be enough. Spin, dip, kick, and done. both meters expended, both in burnout, but is it going to really mean anything? That's a catch and a half as Azteka takes round 1.
Perfect work. Okay, Azteka really put on the damage there in that last round, and it's not stopping at nothing. Predicted the rolling attack, able to do a perfect parry, trying to get some more in, but looks like Zombie is able to use a nice anti-air there with that vertical rolling attack. Just trying to use a little more rolling attacks to get in there, but it's starting to get a little bit by Azteka, but the Wild Hunt is going to be putting on the damage to secure a little more.
Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Azteka in the right spot to really try and turn things around once again, but Zombie ready to roll forward. This is the action that we were hoping to see. Zombie much more aware of the kicks, and I like this, much more aware of what Azteka's going to do on those counters and able to use that electricity, but catching him in the air, that's a huge catch, expending those levels. Can you get a little bit more? This is your chance. Another grab, another headbang down. One more hit would do it, and that's the stun into the wall. Twice in one series, Azteka takes the set.
My goodness, they're going to be moving on. There it is, the E-Honda versus the Dhalsim. Commentator's blessing, actually, I guess, because I called it.
You really did, and I'm so mad that it worked. I'm so mad at him that you called it. I'm not gonna lie, I'm kind of mad.
We only call right when we don't want something to happen. That's how the logic works.
True. Right now, getting a little bit of a roll here, as that's going to be a brutal shellacking here. Wait, M10, what?
Just out of nowhere. I mean, you were saying before how you were scared that the E-Honda was going to be destroyed, but look at that, the E-Honda is actually destroying.
That is ridiculous right now. Overwhelming might once again, but in the opposite direction. And finally, we're seeing Liquid really come to life. That perfect KO seems to have woken him up, but it's not stopping once again. M10 pulling their way out as much as possible. I'm wondering here, just who are you gonna try and take out here? How are you gonna try and take them out? Because M10 is just like, yo, do I get a better catch? But that's gonna be the toss of Liquid is like, yo, I got the range just as well. There comes the butt slam once again. Aerial doesn't work in your favor. Liquid woken up from the perfect KO, saying hello.
Yeah, might have expecting some of the similar matches that went on with the last E-Honda, but M10 was able to make some surprises happen, but not much since Liquid was able to just kind of hold their own for a little bit after that. See, waiting for those teleports like the last one after the butt slam, or when the butt slam tries to connect. Go for the parry that time, try to do a drive reversal. Okay, a little mixing up myself here today, but we're okay.
I think all of us are going to be tongue-tied at the end of this one as M10 looking like they're getting rocked. Stark difference from game or round number 1 here. Liquid really coming to life. You're using the teleport to get out of danger, not once but twice, and getting a grab afterwards as well. Really clean, and now catching M10 with a couple foots and a half. Liquid forcing themselves into burnout to finish this game off.
And one thing I have to ask, especially after that impression that Liquid was able to put onto M10, this is kind of out of pocket, but how is Dhalsim able to do all that just by doing yoga? I gotta ask. I'm
not gonna lie. I think Dhalsim's the only one that I've seen extend a leg and a hand to those in need from yoga. That's all I'm gonna say.
But that's fair. Maybe this question is best not answered, because it seems that Liquid is just answering all the M10's questions with anti-airs, able to do drive reversals, already a hit, and there we go, a KO, getting another round for themselves. Okay.
It is just all consuming. By the way, this is now 3 rounds in a row. Liquid has been able to win straight. After that perfect KO that M10 was able to throw down, M10 trying to get that brute force-ish movement, trying to get into the mix, but those fireballs are constantly in their face, and it feels like M10 has not had a moment's rest. They're getting bullied once again into the corner, and Liquid is just like, yo, yeah, you're not gonna do anything. Stay right there, stay right there, stay right there. Hold up. I'm not gonna let you get up, but I'm gonna make you sit down, and this will be the chance, but maybe I spoke too soon. M10 getting their own fire under their belts, and that's gonna be a quick toss into the slam once again, keeping Liquid into a lethal state.
Look at that. M10 was able to block the drive reversal coming out from Liquid, able to just hit him in the air, able to do a throw, 1 HP, just got to get a little bit more chip damage right now, trying to secure it. His drive reverse though, but is not going to let that damage go away, diving in.
I mean, that was a bit angry. I'm not gonna lie. M10 having to expend that level just to be able to use that art and pray that they could get a little extra damage. That feels rough because right now Liquid's sitting on a level 3, and that could be a game ender. We know how quickly that can come out here. If you're not ready, it's gonna be all disastrous. M10 keeping up the pressure. Quick slam again, carrying the likes of Liquid around. But is it going to be enough? Quick little punch. According to go, quick teleport as well as Liquid gets out of that back end, and now it's going to be a chance for M10 to fight back.
They're trying to fight back here, trying to put a lot of damage, but there we go. A Yoga Splash, Liquid able to get out of M10's game, able to start making something happen. Spacing out a little bit though, just trying to, just spacing out with little Yoga Flames, trying to make sure they're not going in. Teleport, there we go, racking up the damage, coming in with the overhead, keeping it going. Gets red on the teleport mix-up though, and here we are in the corner, keeping the damage going. Lots of lows coming out, low versus low, low HP versus low HP. Just one more hit, and I know that M10 wants this. Oh, but the teleport makes up, and there it is, the level 5, and it's gonna hit!
Dhalsim wins!
My master.
And honestly, JP is one of the few, I almost want to say is almost pure mid-range. Main reason I say that is you have this perfect picture, picture perfect window that you use as mid-range action. We're seeing it right there, just trying to keep Rookie at bay, and it gets overwhelming to their own extent, but Jazz can get into the mix, forcing Rookie into the back corner. It feels like Rookie right now just simply stunned that a JP is against them.
Yeah, Rookie with their Ken this time is trying to make their way out, but I feel like, I mean, I've been saying a lot of characters before are really good at zoning, keeping other characters out of their space, but JP is quite literally that. You see how many projectiles they're able to pull out. Many times I've played against JP, like their game is literally just, do come near me. Okay, they can literally be on the opposite side of the screen and you will not be able to reach them. But if there's anybody that can reach them, it's going to be Ken with the rush down.
I mean, you need to be very, very careful. Heavy, just like that, you step over that brutal showing, but the counter comes out, and Jazz says, nah, you don't get that one for free. Nice little teleport to come out, but Jazz, again, as we mentioned, that teleport is a little bit more obvious. Rookie being able to stave off too much damage and actually reading that input and saying, yo, Jazz, you don't get that one for free. Now I get the toss, and now you're in the corner.
There we go, closing the distance. That's exactly what Rookie wants. And there we go. Ooh, gets grabbed though. Here we go. Jazz starting to close in the damage, trying to put on corner pressure, trying to get a super out, and here comes so much to break the gauge of Rookie. Not getting to the corner though. Ooh, going for a super, able to counter the DI and secure that second round.
That's a call to the end there. This is gonna be big. Rookie saying, okay, maybe I can fight back and covering ground, and no time flat. Taking the initiative, and Jazz trying to fight out from the corner now, but another read forces Jazz right back into the corner. Rookie with his great Shoryukens really keeping JP into this rough spot. Feels like it's never ending. High, low, high into the mix-up. It feels like Jazz has no answer, as that is a clean finish on the round.
My goodness, the super right after mixing it up in the corner. Yeah, that's going to be doing some good damage. Jazz had a good showing at the start, especially in getting a lot of projectiles and a lot of mind games on Rookie. But Rookie is now learning all that there is to know about Jazdero. And even with this grab, they were able to just jump up beforehand. And now they're making their way out of the corner. And here we go. The standard Ken pressure is coming out. The 1-2, throw you in the air, trying to get you in the corner. But you know what? It's okay. We're coming in with the DI in the corner, and we're keeping it cool after that crush.
Just a ruthless onslaught. Jazz finally getting an answer, but honestly, he has to stay close. Now bringing a little bit of extra firepower. Those projectiles covering low, covering high. The late punch to the back of the head. Rookie blocking it all and knows they only need one tap. They can't get antsy here. Throws out a fireball, trying to see if they can get a little bit closer in. Is it going to work? Not really. Chases in, now gets caught by the staff, and Jazz says maybe this is my chance. Fires right back. bring all the fireballs around. It's not going to be a kill, but it might be just enough. There's the grab to finish, and Jazz able to take a round.
There we go. Jazz starting to feel themselves too, able to get out of the corner and start to feel their own gameplay. They will take that round, but Rookie's not taking that lightly, trying to cope with some kicks. You see the whip board trying to come in, but Jazz is starting to put on so much pressure.
It is rough to say because Rookie felt so overwhelming, but once again, this bracket has been one of the closest that we've seen thus far from Series 1. Felt never ending and almost inevitable that we'd head to a Game 3. And you can see here, Jazz wants to go to another Game 3. Quick little fireball, sight from the ground. Still trying to space out, walking backwards, now stepping forward and reading that low kick. Still getting caught with the secondary, and that will be all levels expended as Rookie sends Jazz skyward.
There we go. Able to get a super of their own, depleted, but that's fine because they're able to get. Oh wait, gets broken through. Jazz is starting to make some damage happen. That's knocked down though. There we go. The OD Shoryuken is going to secure it. Able to knock Jazdero out as we're moving to a final round. If Rookie's able to secure this, they'll be moving towards that top 8.
Oh dear, Rookie. Rookie's just saying, please, all I want to do is move to that top 8. I want to go to those DO5s. Jazz screaming that, please, no, not like this. And it's over with a perfect KO. Rookie no longer.
Literally.
Of that top 8, let's see who decides to fight out. We got the Marisa versus the Akuma. Once again, Marisa just kind of, I want to say overwhelming might if given the opportunity. A good head taller than the Akuma, and the weight of the fist seems to be doing some work as well.
My goodness, and look at this, already going around the world, trying to keep some pressure up. Jimmy is showing that Marisa is here to stay tonight, but a perfect parry and a throw escape might start to change the tides. No, it isn't because the perfect KO. Oh, okay. I might have not been familiar with your game. I apologize.
Look back through the pools. Where the heck did Jimmy come from, right? Like, I am sitting here like, oh my gosh. That was brutality beyond brutality. Here, and I'm trying to think of this here. Alright, Jimmy came through, had a bye in the early rounds, but has so far done very well. It took down Drésan in the winners quarterfinals, which was interesting to say the least. So very nice. Overall though, right now Ozz being able to fight back in their own set. Okay, I see how you play and I know what I want to do. Meets in the air to air combat goes Ozz's way.
There we go. As we saw from Ozz's previous match. Okay, another perfect parry, and we're keeping it going. Try to go into the corner, get some nice low kicks, keep the pressure going. We're in the corner now. This could get crazy, but would also be the perfect parry into a grab and another perfect parry. Okay, these players just know each other inside and out.
That is brutal, and now a shoulder check as well. Bring out the levels. Kiss of the fist and a half, sending Ozz sky high.
Beautiful there. Can we keep it going though? There we go. Get another throw, and that is going to secure the first round for Jimmy.
Oh man, that was rough. That was, I mean, Ozz was able to fight back in round 2, but I don't know how much you can fight here. Going straight to the octagon, and this could be a messy part in their own. Ozz trying to take a step back, waiting for the big overhand, and it does. Win of opportunity as Jimmy takes about a quarter of their HP lost. Good blocks come out here, able to kind of negate a lot of the damage come out. Now trying to rush forward, but gets caught by a second little fireball. And now a straight punch +2. Ozz saying hello. That's not what I wanted to see.
No, not at all. And look at that, Jimmy's keeping it going. Blocks the super, and we're keeping the pressure up. Defeat your gauge, and already match point right now for Jimmy. They're just one round away from taking it all.
That is just a chance and a half. Jimmy trying to do their best to close this one out, and Ozz is trying their best to try and stay alive here. Meets in the middle. Both 50-50s just kind of land each other in awkward positions. There's going to be the catch. What a read. Ozz says, sweet, I got the low sweep and then some. How further can I go here? This is going to be a touch and go situation. You don't want to mess up. Another great way, Jimmy. Trying to jump forward a little bit too quickly, but now jumps over the fireball. Gets a great haymaker, and this just might be the finish. 1-2 combo plus the levels. Take it on home.
Oh my goodness. Just beat odds over and over as if they were a punching bag. Jimmy proving just how strong their Marisa can be once again.
And we didn't see the matchup roll on through. So let's see it. The Dhalsim and the Marisa, we knew it was going to throw down. So cool versus Let's Do It. We're going straight to the streets of our East.
Yep, and here to remind you, we are in the top 8 now, so it's going to be that first to 3. So we got a little bit more Street Fighter action in each match to see who's going to be coming out and on top. And already, it looks like Liquid is taking a page out of the book I was saying. Being very evasive, just can't let Jimmy touch them.
I think that's going to be, as we talked about, that difficult part of the game is you can see here Jimmy's like inching forward, just always waiting for those lows, but that's gonna be the breakout. Liquid sets up a low two flipless, you're in my attack range, out of my zone, and you're not gonna like what happens next. Liquid just saying, please give any option for me to finish you off, and they do. Round 1 goes the way of Dhalsim.
Already starting off very strong, and there we go. Jimmy's starting off strong themselves, not able to get damage, but is able to get an advantage with putting Liquid in that corner, already getting a throw, hard knockdown, trying to get something happen again, rushing down, coming in for the jump. Looks like Liquid though starting to make their way out, using a few more attacks. There we go, teleport starting to get in favor of Liquid.
That's what we were talking about. Great chances as Jimmy looks a little bit thrown off, but again, a single round of low, single combo could do so much work, and still have a good opportunity, but that's a breakthrough. And again, that's gonna do so much work once again. Liquid ordering them away with the nitrogen or whatever you want to call it. That is gonna be a game to Liquid.
Very strong level 2 to close out that last game. It seems that they're able to, if Jimmy's trying to rush in, they're able to put on high damage, teleport, wait for that right moment, and once they're able to get that advantage, just keep it going with a few more attacks, chip damage into a nice super. That might be the set plan that Liquid's trying to go for, as we're seeing it start to happen again.
Oh, that is rough. I'm not sure this is going to be real good for Jimmy. Jimmy in the Gladiators pit realizing that they might be struggling here. They're going to try and fight their way out of the box, trying to force Dhalsim into the corner, and it looks like they've done it. Liquid kind of corralled here, and Jimmy trying to throw down as much damage as possible. The palms are out. The blocks are good. This is the time being. Look at this, just onslaught after onslaught. Nothing left in the tank, and they finally break through.
Whew. Once Jimmy was able to get Liquid in that corner, Liquid was just on defense the entire time, blocking, parrying, they couldn't find that way out.
That is something that you love to see from Jimmy, fighting for the absolute brink. Now trying to throw a little bit of a fireball. Isn't going to work though. It's opened up the opportunity. Liquid's like, okay, they got one round off of me, but nothing more, of course. Now Liquid just waiting for that opportunity to fight back. Great chance. Says hello. That's the damage.
And look at that, using those teleports, just kind of backdash a little bit. Not going to help though against that perfect parry. Here we go, the level 3 coming out from Jimmy. Okay, this is going to be some hard damage right now onto Liquid. They got to be safe, and they got to be teleporting after this.
Not a chance. I love the answer from Jimmy there. Just stay on him as much as possible. The teleport wasn't going to be able to do too much in that situation, I don't think. So Liquid just kind of ate their loss there. It's going to be 1-1, and it's not too big of a deal. So Jimmy's saying, okay, we're good, we're golden. Back to basically square one. It's best of 3 at this point.
Yeah, pretty much back to the best of 3 instead of the best of 5 because of those first 2 rounds. Trying to keep it going. There we go. Finally finds an opening against Jimmy to be able to secure more damage. Does it again. The same opening. Starting to read Jimmy a little bit like a book. And that drive reversal, that could have been very bad if they didn't wind that up at the right time.
I think this is going to be Liquid just holding out here. Just needs the right opportunity. Tries to teleport out. But again, the slow hits are going to do work. You're Feels like it's doing some damage here, but that's the opening. Liquid says, finally, a chance for myself. Am I going to be able to hold them off? How are we going to play this one out? Quick tag. It's going to be a quick knuckle to the back of the head as Liquid's like, yeah, you're not getting out of that one. This will be my finish, and Liquid is able to take round 1 of game 3.
There we go, going in with a little bit of that air attack, hoping to get some damage, and now Liquid is definitely going to be trying to fish for that game 3 right now, but it looks like Jimmy is starting to get their damage in, or at least their hits in. Liquid trying to mix up with a teleport, not able to secure what they wanted, and ooh, perfect parry, but it gets blocked, and driver burst after that too, keeping the distance, exactly what Liquid wants to do.
I mean, this is Liquid showing a masterclass of stay off of me, pretty much. Look at that. Even calling out the air, saying this is all my game. Reading that rush in Jimmy, barely getting any contact right there. And it's just a chance, but now the air is open. And Jimmy, they've done this before. They've gone on a rampage. They drop one hit, but they pick it up with another. It's down as the meters burn, and it's a low hit to finish as Jimmy gets the rush down.
There we go, and look at that block, the drive reversal that Liquid was throwing out. They're starting to read that Liquid really likes to throw those drive reversals when they're in a pinch, so blocking those is definitely going to be key to Jimmy taking these wins here tonight. But it looks like Liquid is starting to put on the damage, and here we go, the level 3 is coming out, and that's going to be putting on some nasty damage on the Jimmy.
And I think Liquid is really in a rush right now. This is one of those games that you really can't afford to give up. It feels good. Jimmy, though, with the critical art ready to go, give the opportunity, but you're not getting a single chance. Look at that, the fireball's on above. You just gotta wait it out. You gotta wait it out. And Liquid just playing for time pretty much. You know a mess that's gonna come this way. Quick teleport to get across the edge, and you find the catch on the top of the falling kick is wild.
And into the perfect KO. That is the perfect test of skill that you could show against your opponent, and that is exactly what Liquid is putting out there, and already doing a lot more damage and keeping Jimmy out.
Well done. I mean, Liquid is just happy about this one right now. Just do one more game and you are through the winners finals. Jimmy ain't gonna make it easy. Jimmy is not gonna make it easy right now in the corner. Once again, this onslaught. 1-2s, rock him into the air as much as possible. It feels like Liquid has to try and TP out again. There it is. But a fallback there is caught. Quick slam on the ground. Picking up a little bit of the HP. Fireballs though, not really doing too much work. Quick leg in the air means Liquid is now in charge.
Yeah, and ooh, perfect parry. Okay, we're already racking up the damage on Liquid here. Can we keep it going all the way around the world to the other corner? The world tour going to be able to take it. And it looks like Jimmy is trying to get this game, wants to get a reverse sweep, and wants to take us to a game 5.
It could work, it could not. That's no big question, right? It's going to be that chance and a half. Another toss as well. Jimmy is feeling good about this one, but of course, eating it right back, took the early engagement, and now he's going to try and punch him right back in the face. Liquid not allowing it to happen, just slips right through, sends the arms out, swings high. Jimmy ducks, but is it going to be enough? Another punch to the gut. We are in one-hit territory, emptied out the meter, as now in burnout mode. Liquid's like, yes, please. Give me that chance. Extendo Lego. I don't think it's going to work as that's going to be the burn. Finishing him off. That will be a round back. Liquid forces us to a round 3.
Perfect work. They don't have any meter for their supers though, but I can see where they're coming from, especially there, literally back against the corner. You had to use it or you were going out and securing another point for Jimmy. It's one of those situations that now when they're in this last round, they have to apply pressure, they have to apply damage, and they have to mix up against Jimmy in order to build that meter back up.
Big question is, how well are you going to do that? Really, but we mentioned everything that Jimmy has to do, but right now, Liquid is just doing so much more in control as well. Triple 3 available for Jimmy. You find the catch in the center stage. A little overhead, not really connecting. It's just trying to find that extra chance. Liquid, though, connecting way more right now. It's going to back away. You're going to go ahead, take that range advantage. There it is. You back away into the corner. You're just waiting for the right chance. Fist blocked. No chance to reach. foot ahead, but the Yoga is doing work right now, but Liquid now caught. That is Jimmy. You found the first hit. Get up, though. A little bit slow, but a quick back toss. Right back. It's going to be an empty burnout now, Jimmy. You know this is your last spiel, but that's the catch and a half. A little bit of Yoga fire. Keep them further away. I think Liquid knows that this is the end. He's just got to play it smart, and it's a catch on the fireball. That feels so bad. Jimmy is out. Liquid moves on to winners.
Azteka versus Rookie. I remember what we said before, Orbital, but it looks like they're pulling the Luke back out.
I'm just going to say this, by the way. Don't wear braces if you're a fighter. That is the surest way to, like, cut up the inside of your mouth. I'm just saying that right now.
How much money would you be losing if your teeth just got completely destroyed with that medical equipment in it? I'd feel like I'd be losing all my. I wouldn't want to fight. I wouldn't want it just because of the financial reasons.
I just give up. Like I don't know. That is some excessive bravado if you think you keep all your teeth and have your braces intact after a fight. But so far it feels like Rookie is doing so, as that's a sand blast to go ahead and finish it off. ZombieAzteka losing round 1.
Yeah, I mean, what's the best way to make sure your braces don't get damaged? Just win. Just win. In that situation, you're going to be okay. But it looks like ZombieAzteka is hearing us, trying to apply more damage with that grab, but looks like Rookie's able to kind of place things back in more of a footsie state. But, oh, wait, holy grab? Okay.
That's a very nice one as well. But a quick pick up. Lead Rookie to kind of break out of there. And both of them, as we mentioned, when it's Luke versus the Manon, it feels like a very heavy dance. Both players not really wanting to make that all-important move that gets them in trouble. And it feels like it is going to be ZombieAzteka, as that's going to be the stun to foot to fist. I'll be Rookie to take game 1.
Already, we're already securing a first game for Rookie. Pretty much just came in there, did what they wanted to do. Again, the flash knuckle combos, and especially those rising uppercuts to pretty much call out any jump attacks is so pivotal. How Rookie is playing, even with these OD throws coming out right now from ZombieAzteka, especially those ballerina splits on the low. Just keep their damage alive, especially drive rushing in. There we go. There we go. Flash knuckle, flash knuckle, flash knuckle. Keep it going into the corner from that Avenger. Flash knuckle. Are we seeing another flash knuckle? No, we're seeing a grab. It's really just flash knuckle the game.
Flash knuckle the game. Plus Sandblast in there every so often. It's just like, yeah, whatever you gotta do. ZombieAzteka is like, I'm done with that. I'm so done with that. Take your braces back to the dentist. You are losing this round. ZombieAzteka on 5. By the way, that is a very rude number to have available, as he's in for a world of pain if a single leg is given over to ZombieAzteka.
There we go. Nice little rising uppercut. You're gonna try to keep it. Oh, another rising uppercut. Just keep calling out, jumping in the air. Nice little throw escape. Rookie staying alive here. And, ooh, counters the DI with their own DI. Can we keep the pressure up? Flash knuckle into the level 1 Vulcan blast. Okay, and trying to keep away a little bit more with those sand blasts.
Ooh, I like it, I like it, I like it. Azteka realizing they might be in trouble here, and Rookie playing with pretty much a full HP bar. Had so much time to catch them off guard. There it is, levels expended, but Azteka is using that just to break space.
Just break space and secure that Azteka isn't going to lose this round. But there we go, blocking a few more damage. Oh, no gauge, but that's okay. Just jump above the DI and you're able to get a good hit in. And now they're 1-1. Winner takes this next game, and Rookie's already starting strong. And here we go, the double, triple flash knuckle into the level 3 this time.
That hurts. That feels bad. That's all I'm gonna say. Answers back by Azteka, though. Like, yo, I ain't losing this one. I ain't gonna eat this one at all. I am so sorry. This is not how I'm gonna go out. I'm going to get some damage down. And Rookie's like, nah, that ain't gonna work. Right now, I'm the new kid on the block, and I'm gonna show you what I got. Great launcher into the corner, and that's a finish with a stun. Perfect KO, Rookie.
Rookie, oh my goodness, getting that flash into the and then securing the perfect kill after stunning their opponent. And okay, we're already going for another triple flash knuckle at the start into the Avenger, into the throw. Rookie, you're not stopping. Rising uppercut, another throw. Can we keep going? I'm literally just an auctioneer right now with just how much Rookie is throwing out. An OD rising uppercut too. Okay.
It's just never ending. They don't want to stop at all. That's a quick twist as Azteka sends it into a pirouette, but that might not even be a pirouette for style. Instead, it's to try and stay safe as Rookie is trying to force their way into that victory. But will it come as easily as you think? A quick short combo followed up by another as they get another rising uppercut. It's just so easy. Rookie saying it ain't the show you can, it's my own personal twist. That'll be a round of their own after 1 round off.
Oh wait, and okay, hard starting off. I'm sure there was a level 2 coming out there from ZombieAzteka, being able to get some damage on Rookie. But there we go, Flash Knuckle already starting out. Oh, drive reversal, pretty much getting it back in Frenzy stage. Ooh, okay, grab 2. Okay, ZombieAzteka is up there. Oh, that's the perfect parry. And here comes the Avenger trying to get a grab off of that too. Keep going for drive rush. Can we get some more damage?
I like how you almost passed the curse it, as that's another push back. Counters out galore right now as Azteka is trying to find their opportunity. But another rise and a half, keep the low block on. That's going to be the call down as that's the level to close out. Round over to Azteka as we're in the final round for Azteka, who this is their last chance.
Pretty much their last chance in order to secure it. Win or lose, do or die. That is what Azteka is feeling right now. Orbital, as you see just how safe they're trying to play. They keep keeping their legs open, and that's going to leave you open for the triple flash knuckle into the level 3 once again into the corner. Rookie is pummeling Azteka right now, and they're going to try to keep it going. They have the hard knockdown.
Oh, what a read.
Here we go. Drive rush. Keep it going. Flash knuckle. Sandblast. Overhead, but it's perfect. Parried into the grab. ZombieAzteka is starting to make their way out. My goodness.
I mean, that was a read on read, by the way. That was everyone getting a piece of their pie, but who eats better right now? Azteka, as you said, trying to fight back as hard as possible. Level 2 up and available. Quick spin and dip. Toss him to the ground. Expend if you wish, but that's the rush and a half. The punches do work, and that is Rookie that take the winner semis 3-0 on stream yet. This is their time, and they're playing Zangief.
Okay, another one. I was gonna add on. I was trying to see what they would be playing, trying to make a little prediction, but I see some of their results too. Last TNS they participated in, 25th place. Last can opener, 17th. They're constantly making good records. They're currently at a 5-win, 1-loss ratio tonight, and they're trying to keep it going here too.
Oh yes, they are, and right now showing up pretty heavily against Jazz. As we talked about, JP, one of the characters that you really just want to stay in the mid-ground. You just want to keep everyone away from you. And Zangief is quite literally the polar opposite. You just want to get in the mix. You want to walk all over the opponent, and you just want to bully them away. Take a look at that, though, as Jazz is just playing Jazz around him. But there's a perfect in hand as you swing right back. The designer designing a suit to have, as that's a pile driver to end it.
The OD2, literally just predicting when Jazz is going to go for that DI, counter with their own, and then that little combo that they pulled off was able to secure it. The designer already punching and hitting into this week's breakout, and they're already keeping it going, just tornadoing over and over. And wait, are we going? Okay, yeah, that's a perfect. The modern Zangief getting that perfect. Okay, I see you, designer. I see you.
That, by the way, the time that we took to break down that round was the time it took for a designer to take that second round. That was wild. Oh my god. Oh, that was fantastic. I can't wait to see even more as the designer is showing up right now. Jazz really needs to take a lot of time to be able to fight back and be able to show that they deserve to be here in the top 8.
But they gotta play a little more careful though, as their drive game is down, and now that means a lot of distance is going to be made, especially what Jazdero wants on his JP. Already seeing that setup, really able to secure them the first round of this game.
Oh boy, this is exactly how all the other matches went as well. Game 1 or round 1 always went one way, and then the opponent just wakes up. Quick little backdrop there says not, you don't get to see any more of this scenery. Go ahead, do a little bit of tornado, but a quick back on the back of the head, cross up with the magics in hand. Jazz is like, yeah, we're gonna play this game. Both sending shockwaves through each other as that's a quick in turn, putting Zangief into the corner. They can break out with the levels, but doesn't do enough as a designer. Gonna be living on a sliver for a chance at a rebuttal.
But okay.
Oh!
Super gets called out instantly. And that means Jazz is already punching in 1-1. We're down from first to 3 to first to 2.
Just like that, magic occurs here in the stages here. This is why we love Street Fighter 6. I mean, this is why we love it. It can go one way or the other so quickly. As the designer is getting punched, take a look at this. Kept in the corner, we see it all the time, but this time the designer eating about 45% of their HP bar, which is not exactly optimal.
Not at all. Look at this though. Designer is just trying to go in, but it's always just using a little distance, and that little distance is exactly what Jazz is taking advantage of. Hasn't been hit yet. Designer keeps trying to block and parry a lot of these attacks, but especially with ODs coming out and putting a lot of damage on Designer, they have to find a way overhead and a way in the closest distance. He's starting to make it happen. There we go. There's the damage. We're in the corner. Doing it again. Another anti-air. Can we go for a third one? But okay, the super coming out. That's going to be a lot of damage towards Designer.
I don't think Designer really has an answer. I mean, this is what, 75 versus 5% with another grab at toss, and honestly, that was Designer, I think, playing into Jazz's hands. I mean, for what, about 30 seconds we watched the Designer just kind of sit back and wait. That's what you cannot do against JP. You have to take that risk sometimes. You have to break through the barrier, or Jazz is going to get free damage on you all day long. This is much, much better. Even if you eat the damage, you got to take that gamble. Feels a lot better so far. Reading the TP, or trying to at least, as Jazz is going to say, okay, switch it up on me, I'll switch it up on you.
Look at this, trying to keep out to using a few more projectiles and trying to just mix up against the Designer right now. Just trying to, just break it up a little bit. Trying to find a way in, but having a little bit of a hard time.
I don't see this really working too much else, as the Designer is going to go ahead, eat all that damage. All that work you did to step up is now lost. Jazz in full control of this stage. It is so perfectly in sync. A little bit of hop forward, and now finally you break it out, but it does nothing. You get nothing. You pretty much lose. Jazz rips another game their way.
My goodness, getting the level of 3 absolutely broken by the constant projectiles and the constant pressure coming out from Jazz has got to hit it where it hurts. The Designer is starting to get tripped up and kept away by Jazz's gameplay, as Jazz is continuing to set everything they want in order to damage and chip the Designer over and over. But the Designer, finally, here we go, finding their way in. Going to be able to get a grab. That's exactly what Zangief needs.
That was also Jazz stepping up and actually trying to test the waters of close-range melee, but it didn't really work. So immediately Jazz is like, okay, go right back to what worked before. Go ahead, play the long range, wait for a grab, toss, rinse and repeat. And it's working like a charm. Quick flick of the cane sets the Designer back another screen's length away. Finally, the Designer breaks into the mix, but a quick rollout and a catch at the top ropes means that is the finish. And that is all you need. Designer breathing on a single lifespan, but that's the kick that you need to finish it off. Jazz is one round away from moving on into the losers quarterfinals.
Yeah, that's very scary. They have a match coming up, and that's going to be against Jimmy, Doctor, whoever is going to be moving on to that. Jimmy DR, I mean, going to be able to move on to them. So I imagine that's definitely enough motivation for Jazz to try to keep this distance up more and more.
See if they can do it right now. Quick teleport behind, quick switch to the cane, and it's an easy damage source. Quick punch, keeping the projectiles up as we said, and I mean, it just hurts. Watching the Designer have to sit back and kind of take these hits from the projectiles just always kind of, it feels painful. You just want to play Street Fighter, and it's like, you're not really allowed to do anything. This is why JP is so oppressive. If you do not know the matchup, once again, bring out the levels, bring out or finish it off with a quick swish of the cane. I mean, the Designer has not had a single return of aggression of the offensive. Jazz, from a screen's length away, is going to almost have a perfect KO. No! What a sweep in and a chance. Breaking out the level 2, saying please, 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 options are available. Not going to happen though. A quick break once again, and a TP and a toss. It is done. Jazz 3-1 over the designer.
Yep, Jazz going to be moving on again. I mean, we'll see here. And actually, okay, wait, Sevens is off the Manon, and they're on Ryu.
No. I can agree with this. I feel like Ryu has a lot more staying power as well. Granted, we also don't know how good Sevens Ryu is.
Yeah, I mean, we don't really know. We know that Ryu isn't in the best spot right now. A lot of the other Shotos, like Akuma especially, or Ken, are able to show him out with a lot of better advantages. But Ryu is still very strong, and look at that! Pretty much a perfect parry. Going to be able to secure a lot of damage to the Hadoukens. It's going to keep... Okay, I know the perfect parry. Okay, we're doing one of these matches tonight.
It's gonna be a match of matches here. As Ozzzz is saying, yo, this is what I've been waiting for. Quick little Hadouken, as I say little, but it is a powerful one to create a lot of space. And as I said, when it comes to Ryu, even though they might not be in the best spot, the staying power, the damage output that comes from a single combo is more than enough to break out that round. But of course, Ozzzz opening up with a strong 30%.
It was interesting to see Sevens going for that raw super, but they were able to make it back pretty well with a lot of counter hits. And there we go, we're going very hard in the corner. Sure, you can getting grabbed, but we're still doing okay. Getting grabbed again. Okay, this might be a for you coming out from Ozzzz, but all right, sure you can the DP coming out in order to secure our escape. But oh no, the stun! Damage coming out in the okay, that's a level. That's gonna kill. Okay.
That is brutal, to say the least. That was an ender of enders, honestly, and I respect Ozzzz for doing that. Once again, you know the levels aren't going to stack up in this final round, but you feel like you got some weight to it. You've caught Sevens on the, I want to say sleeping side. I don't want to say full caught unawares, but you've been able to catch Sevens unawares a few times in kind of those nooks and crannies, just like right now. You catch him right in the mid-round, but here comes a level 2, just opening up some extra damage, and Ozzzz is caught a little bit by surprise. Fireball for fireballs as well.
Yeah, and just throwing out so many Hadoukens, and there we go, we're keeping it going. Look at this, Ozzzz is absolutely winning this Hadouken battle, going with the Shoryuken, trying to keep it going, 1-2, and there we go, making a little bit of a reverse sweep in terms of rounds. Ozzzz is going to be securing that first game.
Feels great to say the least, and it looks like we are going to get a character switch. At least this is what I am led to believe. As we mentioned before, the Manon might have looked a little bit better. But I don't dislike the Sevens attempt at the Ryu. But you have identified that, yeah, it's not going to work that well. Oh, okay. A different heavy hitter. One a little bit more in line with the meta.
Yeah, and definitely one of the key characters when it comes to the rushdown archetype. Definitely one of the best in terms of that regard, especially because of how much distance Ken is able to close and how much damage they're able to get out to. This might be the answer in terms of Shotos against Akuma, but we're just going to have to wait and see, especially as Ozzzz is already starting this damage strong.
I mean, we were talking about Ozzzz needing to be a little bit more controlled, a little bit more in control of their matches. They've always felt a little bit lost at points, and this one feels a lot better. Take a look at this, quick little chance. No blocks though on the shore. Yukins to fire off as Ken is more than comfortable in this position. Both are one combo away from falling here, and both know it could be their last for this round.
It could very well be pretty much just parrying all these Hadoukens coming out. Ozzzz just trying to throw more and then trying to drive rush in. Still not enough. Getting caught off the air by that kick. And there we go. That throw is going to leave you on a sliver of health. But counters. Ooh, didn't have enough health to counter that DI.
Feels a little bit bad, but still, right now, Sevens in a much better spot than they were before. Putting Salvo, though, sent in the way of Ozzzz. Ozzzz is going to try and hold their own, but unfortunately, Sevens is firing right back. there ain't a chance in the world to take an opportunity, and that's going to be Ozz sent to this guys once again. Good perfect, though. Sending Sevens into the corner. Now you get a chance back. But look at those hits again. Catching Ozz's chin. That's going to be music to their ears. It won't be the full finish, but it's close enough.
Yeah, no, that was a very good super comment out there. Able to secure some nice damage. Able to get a nice anti-air. There we go. Odie, sure you can. That's exactly what you need. And Sevens is showing that the Ken is the answer. Tying up the set. 1-1. Here we go. Now we're in the first 2 once again. And Odie is sure you can to anti-air. That's perfect.
That's rude as well. Ozz, I think, has jumped in, I think, twice so far in this set, and it's kind of a little bit unawares. And again, that damage, it might not be huge with the follow-up. The Sevens is more than okay, taking some extra damage, and there it is again, a quick drive in, saying, yeah, this is perfect for me. Gets him with the third, by the way. I'm pretty sure this entire round, Sevens has done the most damage with the Shoryukens. That is ridiculous. Ozz, jump one more time, complete the 4 sweep or the 5 sweep. There it is again, but it is not going to be Shoryuken out. This is going to be the bloody brawl. Ozz is trying to hunker down, gets a good leg sweep, and gets a toss as well. Is this going to be the turnaround? Fireball, fireball, catch on the back of the leg. Quick 1-2, good block to come out as Sevens is saying, all I need is 1. A little bit of a chance in there. It is, as I said, the Shoryuken's doing most of the work here.
Yeah, they're understanding that Ozz likes to do a lot of jumping up, trying to teleport in, trying to go in the air. And there we go, Tatsumaki in the corner. They're understanding Ozz's gameplay. And there we go, another Shoryuken. They're understanding it, but okay, here we go. Ozz is in control now. Sevens is back in control though. Drive rushing in twice. Doesn't matter.
Oh!
They're going to be pulling off the super. And here we go all the way.
What was that about Ozz having control? What was that about Ozz having? What were you talking about right there, Anna?
Like a split second, Ozz was coming back with the control, but like immediately took it back. I mean, I gotta put respect on that.
Sevens heard you from the friggin' like controller side. That was the rudest gimme the wheel that I've ever seen. Right now, Ozz though, opening up in game number 4, saying, okay, can't let this go any other way. Great opening, by the way, from them, and finally some answers, but that's going to be a full burnout here, as that's going to be a little bit dangerous. Sevens, though, taking quite low, and this is a chance, a little bit of blow through, and it is going to be around as Sevens seems to have gotten a little bit antsy there.
Definitely feeling that fire of just wanting to get that, you know, just trying to get that last round, wanting to move on. You're feeling that flame, but you can't let that mix you up. Dragon Lash is going to be getting some nice damage, moving into a Shoryuken. We have the corner pressure here. Parrying, just trying to keep it alive, but didn't look out for the parry. Just Ozz trying to move their way back in. It's only Shoryuken though. There we go. Sevens just actually running in, going with some Jin Live picks. It's fine. They still have a lot of health. Ozz has very little, but misses the Shoryuken. Uh-oh, that's okay. We just hit another one. We just hit an OD Shoryuken. That's fine.
All right. I mean, Sevens is showing off at this point. I feel like Sevens is like, okay, that round 1 didn't really happen, and I'm like 1 round away from winning. So, you know, we can play around a little bit, and I respect. At the same time, though, this is the control that you want. We already know this song and dance. This has been shown to us twice already.
The OD Dragon Lash into the level 3 1-2 combo. This is crazy, but okay, wait. Ozz has a level 3 of their own they're busting out here.
I mean, both of them just sending it to the skies, but it makes sense that Ozz would do it again. This is your last chance. Get to grab right out once again, and now it's going to be a chance back. Firing off a quick punch, chance on the back end, but a catch underneath as another Shoryuken breaks away what Ozz was trying to do. Both are on low percentages, but it's Ozz to break right back out. Single touch is going to do it. Air for air. Lands in the pocket of Sevens, and they will take the KO. That'll be a 3-1 victory to Sevens.
Perfect. Finalist in losers round being from you is crazy, but we're going to be seeing who's going to be taken out of the bracket tonight in these losers quarterfinals and who's going to be moving on to the semis.
Oh, well, we'll have to wait and see, and honestly, this is I mean, this is the fun part all over again, I guess. I'm not sure. This is gonna be a little bit silly. So, swinging hard as swinging does, as Jimmy is just
okay.
Yeah, that's Jimmy for you. That's Jimmy for you.
Yeah, tonight, Jazz has got to make sure that that giveaway game is on point, because if it's not, Jimmy's just going to jump over your projectile and make crazy damage. Trying to make something back. There we go. There's a nice little combo off of that. Keep it in the air, maybe. Okay.
And if you're able to stay away for the time being, it can work, but you know, how much further are you going to go with it? I think that's the other way to look at it. Jimmy DR has a history of just being brutally in front of you, never really giving anything over, and so it is going to continue, by the way. This is not going to be the end all. But we turn around again as Jazz is trying to do some work, but it's not going to be in their hand. So once again, the brutal overheads are just too dang good. Jimmy DR gives a swift kick, and round is over. Same with the game.
Yep, already Jimmy showing that they're not taking this lightly. They want to move back up in order to take out Liquid, put him down here. But it's just a matter of can they keep it going. And there we go, just jump again, jumping over projectiles. Jazz can't keep out because Jimmy's just jumping over everything.
And it works so well. Again, one of the big things that we talked about is being able to close that gap, finding a way to get over the projectiles. And we're seeing here the strength of the projectiles, but the JP can only do so much in the face of that helmet. Of course, this round looks to be pretty dang good. Brutality is the name of the game here. As you know, this is Jimmy DR recognizing that yeah, JP is one of the top tiers for a reason.
I mean, absolutely. JP is as strong as he is for a reason, and it's just because of how aggressive he can be from so far away. But when he goes in, he's still got a few options in order to take you out. But those options aren't coming out here because look at this health bar melt away. Jimmy is putting in the work, getting hit back in, able to make Jazz with a grab. And there we go. Already such low health, and that one punch to the dome is going to do it. 1-1 in the rounds already.
Overwhelming. Feels so good. This is going to be a fight right now. We've seen it every single time, it feels like. Every single series so far in the top 8 has had one of those rough moments. Every single game has felt kind of interesting in terms of who takes the turn and who gets that round 3. So is it going to happen here as well? Maybe. We'll see.
Maybe. Right
now, the jump back as Jazz is wondering exactly how they're going to finish this off. They have a good HP lead, but how long is the HP lead going to land itself? Maybe not as long as we thought.
Look at this. Marisa trying to make her way back in, but there we go. JP, Jazz is starting to set up. Look at all this damage. The mix-ups flying up there as they're able to knock Jazz, knock Jimmy off to the other side of the screen. Jazz keeping the pressure up more and more, just keeping Jimmy out with projectiles. With that little health, that might be able to KO, but they're starting to close the distance, come in overhead, able to make Jazz absolutely go crazy. And there we go, able to secure that second game.
I think we've seen this song and dance before, and this has been that same song and dance. Jazz gives up a game and then immediately walks back, starts to get a little bit more conservative at how aggressive they're going to go. As waited out, difference being is Jimmy DR is not going to allow them to take it for free. You have to make the space. The space will not be given to you. So Jazz in for a not so sweet treat. Instead of 2 knuckles to the face. And a quick open palm will bring even more as some good blocks come out. But honestly, Jimmy DR still in HP lead territory.
Absolutely, and we're keeping it going, especially after that DI, trying to whittle away Jimmy's HP. Another DI! Okay! And on the wall, too, this is some insane pressure coming out right now. So aggressive against Jazz. And that's super... Just look at how much of a life lead Jimmy had at the start, and just how quickly it all went away.
I give a lot of credit. Jazz showed us what we don't normally see, which is the melee-centered aggressive style that a JP can put out if given the opportunity. I want to point out JP was in the right front and center for majority share of that combination. Jimmy just had no idea what to do, so very nicely done. Now Jazz going to play the long game once again. HP lead, now projectile game is all the way out. And Jimmy DR is like, I can't handle this. I can't handle this at all. There is not a chance. Finally flies in with a flying Superman punch. You get a little bit more, catches him on the slip end, and now you get one more heavy blow, but good low blocks is going to keep everyone a little bit further off. Now a couple catches against the wall, though, puts the stun into reality. And Jimmy DR is able to bring us to a final round.
Perfect. There we go. Just keeping yourself alive. That's exactly what Jimmy did there. Able to secure that round and already starting off strong. Gets a little reverse and knocked to the ground off of that drive reversal coming out from Jazz. But it's okay. Jimmy's coming back in, putting on the damage. A 1-2 combo, 3-4 level 3, and that is going to do it. Jimmy is in the game. Just one game away from moving on.
Sometimes you gotta respect your elders. This is not one of those moments. I'm so sorry. That is a game win. Jimmy DR and Jazz gonna send it right back to the same realm. No chance to change. They want these characters to the end.
Yeah, I mean, we're here at the top 8. We're here pretty deep. At this point, it's like the character you start with, you're probably confident with for the rest of the night. And that's exactly what we're seeing from both. A little Bison at the start from Jazz, but now we're locking in for JP. And it's showing its worth, especially able to mix up against the DI that Jimmy wanted to throw out. And we're keeping it going. Back to the wall, keep the projectiles coming, just keep away, keep away.
Right now, Jimmy's like, nope, no keep away. I'm going to try and get into your space. That hit? That was a wild hit right there. And of course, Jazz is also kind of pissed off, but that one was like, that's illegal. That was 100% illegal. Keeps the projectiles up, so that hit is negligible. I will take the round here in game 4.
Good one there. Jazz is trying to tie it up 2-2, but ooh, a kick, and I heard that from over here. Even if I'm far away from where this match is taking place, Jimmy is putting on the damage. Look at this, already in the corner. We have a level 2 already, close to level 3, which I imagine is what Jimmy wanted to set up for, especially considering past. And there we go, good anti-air. Just gotta keep in the corner right now. Uh-oh.
Yule stabs out. Jazz trying to play it out, but a good catch by Jimmy DR, creating a little bit more of a continuation, saying, I am right in your face. Tries to open palm it, but can't find damage. Unfortunately, that allows Jazz to set up once again, but a good catch out of the TP. Once again, good block to come out, though. Jazz still in control. We've seen Jazz do it before. Are you going to do it again? Low HP inbound. Projectile set up. Are the stabs going to work? 1, 2, little low damage. Jimmy just waiting for the chance, and it's a 1-2 knockout.
Jimmy, they had to play defense, defense, defense. I thought it was going to happen again where Jazz was one, but they were able to whittle away Jimmy. But Jimmy said, nah, I'm still getting this victory. And now Jimmy is one round away from moving on. Jazz has to keep Jimmy out of their safety zone, but it looks like Jimmy has found their way in. Drive reversal though, it's going to be saving Jazz for a little bit. There we go. They're starting to set up. They're able to get a throw, but can they do more?
You don't need to. Golf Club swing is going to take some damage out. Jazz trying to rush on in. Quick ground and pound though, as Jimmy DR sets themselves up for a chance at victory, but a high jump is negated as Jazz is going to throw down the spirits in a half. I think this is going to be the finish.
A level 3 when your yellow health is going to do a lot, but it's not going to be enough. But with little drive gauge, this level 3 is all left, and it's going to hit. Oh my goodness, both of these fighters absolutely weak right now. Look at how low Jazz is. Just one little and there it is. Jimmy just kicking in and able to secure it.
On who do you think is going to win out here, NM?
Oh wait, Luke though. Wait a minute.
At this point, every Ken plays Luke.
I mean, it makes sense. It's a similar. It's pretty much the same archetype. It's a Shoto character, a little different with a lot of different tools in the toolbox, but still very strong. Flash Knuckle, the Drive Rush, another Flash Knuckle. Okay, we're doing the Flash Knuckle bit again. IC7s is taking a page out of Rookie's book.
It's going to be a crazy thing. This is brutal right now. 7 saying, I don't deserve to be here. Crushing blows.
So, look at this. already starting off strong, getting a nice throw onto Azteka, keeping it going in the corner. Another throw, taking the grappler danger, jive rush. Okay, flash couple into the level 3. As before, my goodness, Luke is insane.
At this point, you'd almost expect that to be an expected confirm, and we know how difficult it can be to actually hit some of those. This is comfortable control coming out of Sevens right now. Easy. We're even reading the low and catching Azteka. A little bit of a wall bounce and then some. This is out of control right now on him.
Yeah, no, it's like Orbital. You saw there how the Sevens was kind of dashing in front of Azteka while they were down and getting some nice Okizeme off of being able to just jump above them and get some more attacks in. Even as they're backing up, still getting those crouching light punches, able to get a Vulcan Blast too. This is okay. Luke is just the character of the night. Tonight is Luke's night.
Are we sure we're in top 8 right now? Are we sure we're in top 8? Okay. ZombieAzteka's like, yes, we're in top 8, at least for a little bit. As Sevens immediately fires back, blocks a couple of the lows, but not enough. As now it's Azteka's turn to show off the Manon skills. Gets 3 in the stack, waiting for a bit more though, as Sevens like, not, right back in the corner. He's gonna be in the corner. There it is, that calculation that who is gonna break that barrier first, who is gonna make that wrong move, and that's gonna be Sevens to catch into the stun. Easy damage ahoy.
Look at that, getting that drive reversal into the stun, and then the flash is coming out. Sevens knew exactly what they were doing, and then another throw is going to be putting on more damage, getting some sandblast, getting that little distance in. Azteka is on a few hits of HP, and there we go. The Odin Rising uppercut is going to secure a second game for Sevens.
Sevens' name needs to be 2. That's how many rounds they need to win to take it all. Like, that is all they need to fight, if you will. It is that simple, it feels like. And it's crazy to think. Remember, Azteka was able to fight off pretty easily in the upper bracket earlier as well. And the fact that they're getting rocked here by Sevens just shows the strength of the bracket, I feel like.
Oh my goodness. I mean, yeah, it's showing that. And are you seeing what I just saw? That perfect parry punching the DI, and they were able to counter the other DI earlier. I mean, again, it was like one of the rounds before we had one. But for you this time, the amount of time it took you to kind of analyze past matches we've seen was the amount of time it took for Sevens to absolutely lay the work on Azteka.
Happening all again, as it's just brutality around. All you need is one more burnout. All you need. There ain't even time to recharge at this point. Sevens is on a roll. Quick toss as ZombieAzteka is like, please give me at least a few. But it's unending despair at this point. One touch is all you need. Quick push of the levels just to get damage down. But it is a Hail Mary and a half. 1 damage is all it's going to take here. Is it going to happen? No, it's not. Sevens with a 3-0 to move on to the lower semifinals.
Liquid.
Again, technical difficulties. We're good. We're good now. It's all good. But we are getting this little challenge here as an early start. Dhalsim going out to a very early lead in the HP department, and it feels like right now we're having a little bit of a time, as that's going to be the ricochet off the wall. Once again, we've seen this song and dance before. Very, very clean cuts. Will it continue to follow through? That's my big question.
That's my big question too. Look at that. There we go. That's what I said. The teleport is able to catch Rookie off guard and able to make some nice damage. Liquid leaving a lot of HP on themselves, able to put a lot off, trying to slink their way in. But look at this. Rookie right now having really solid defense and waiting for that DI to get the level 1 Vulcan Blast.
Again, you're waiting a little bit too long. It feels like now you gotta hop in. Now you don't have anything else to use, and you're just gonna lose HP. This is the way that we know Liquid loves to play, and they pull it off to an exceptional degree. As we mentioned before, Liquid knows how to play that range game and just be an annoyance. This almost feels like JP 2.0, if that makes sense. It is frustrating to watch.
it feels like that JP with a lot more options in terms of rushing in. Even getting Rookie off of their game is such a big telling on how Liquid is playing Dhalsim tonight. Able to dodge that uppercut, being able to be on the ground, and then just hitting a few attacks on the low. There we go, good teleport to get out of that rising uppercut again, stopping the drive rush. Liquid is just, they're just on point tonight against Rookie.
Yeah, this is Liquid saying hello and welcome. This is a Fury, if you will, the yoga. Sends him sky high, says, let's align your chakras a little bit faster here, as that is going to be game 1.
Yeah, already Liquid kind of showing, just taking a page out of the book I was saying earlier on how they can do very strong against Rookie. Rookie was coming into this game absolutely like a madhouse, always rushing in against their opponent, but showing right there that Liquid doesn't care who you are. They're going to be able to perfect pair you and keep you out, but this might be the chance for Rookie to make their way in, but still gets reversed.
It's just never ending. It feels like this is Liquid showing a masterclass in how to understand the game as they do it again. This time, sending the Luke into the corner a little bit, catches him with an aerial, and says, nah, you don't get to play in the air at all. Single tap will end it, and that will be the blow. Liquid, sitting with 3 rounds in a row.
3 rounds in a row. This is such a pretty much antithesis to what Rookie was playing with earlier, just knocking people out over and over. But Liquid is starting to call them out, even with Rookie playing on a lot of damage, putting a lot of gameplay in. Wait, there we go. We're getting flash knuckles in, rising uppercuts. We're starting to get that Rookie snare hook again. But once again, Liquid is always able to find their way out.
There's also a pretty good exchange as well. Rookie was able to read some of the grabs to come out here. Able to kind of watch it break out and say, okay, no, we're not going to deal with that here. I'm going to read it, I'm going to get some damage down, which is why we're seeing the HP difference actually pretty dang close. But again, in burnout mode, you got to bring something to the table. Ground and pound, baby. Ain't no blocking this. That'll be a fist to the face as Rookie gets their first round of this series.
There we go. Rookie is alive. They're not going down without a fight. That level 3 was able to clutch out a game for them. But they still have a mountain to go for. You got 1 round, but you got to get at least 5 more rounds if you want to win these winners finals.
And honestly, this is also Liquid looking for about half HP, and then you can expend a level 3 of your own, as that's another toss and go. It's just that easy. Again, Liquid is just flowing like water. The river doesn't force the way through, it bends, it curves. It makes you wonder if you're in the right spot, as it's a second toss to the center.
Look at that.
3! Bring it on!
Yoga splash! Another yoga splash! This is insane right now, Orbit. We thought this was an absolute truck that could not be stopped, but Liquid just keeps it over and over again. The throws, the distance, all these attacks. Drops 1 round, but says, I'm still taking the game.
If Liquid comes out with a 3-0, it feels like it's going to be an exchange and a half. As here we go, possible trade out. Are we going to see a shift from the Luke?
I don't know. That could be interesting. No, actually, no. We are not. We are not. We're sticking. You know, we've barely seen Rookie off that Luke. I don't imagine they're staying off. At this point, you're at the winners finals. Luke got you here, so there's no reason getting off it now.
Oh, okay. We're seeing those grabs come through. We're seeing Liquid get a little bit messy with it. It doesn't normally land, and so being able to get that, 3, 4, 5 times in a row that we've seen throughout the last 2 rounds, it's been pretty frustrating, I bet, for Rookie, as they are just trying to force their way forward. Now inside the octagon, saying this is all ours as much as we wish. Now take a chance on the battlefield. Great block again, as Liquid is like, okay, my turn. Let me show you how it's done.
Ooh, there we go. Vulcan Blast coming out. Looks like Rookie is getting more on point here. There we go. Drive rushing in through the boom, boom, boom. Flash knuckle. Keep it going a little more. Just has to get 1 good hit in. And there we go. Crouching kick is going to do it.
Finally getting a round for themselves, but remember, they're on life support. They need to be perfect from here on out. If they're not, it's going to spell trouble. Liquid O saying, okay, get those long arms out. You're not gonna get close to me. Are you gonna jump? Nah. Look at the jiggle in the air. I love that. What a call out. Liquid's like, haha, watch me play with the brains a little bit.
Look at it. There we go. There it is, the triple flash knuckle combo that Rookie loves so much. But that was always out there. Liquid was able to get out of it. Even this ocean rising combo is not able to get much. But wait, it's starting to make something happen. Throw escape though. Anti-air coming out. Liquid. Another? Okay.
Alright, it's all down to this little wire. That's going to be burnout mode here. Liquid O saying all I need to do is breathe a little bit more fire into this matchup, and the aerial is not it for Rookie. Liquid grabs back around. We're going down to the final round of the game.
And right now, Orbital, this is do or die for Rookie. If they can't secure this round, they have to go down to the losers team. So everything is on the line here, and it's showing because there we go, the flash knuckle into the level 3. Once again, we're putting on the damage, beating Liquid 2. But can we keep it going in the corner?
I mean, that's a big question. Whenever we see that level 3, it's just how much more can you get after, and it feels like you can get quite a bit. Liquid is actually jumping the ball a little bit, not able to get out of the corner, tries to TP out, but isn't going to be enough. Breathes a little bit of fire, creates some space. Liquid drive says nah. That's going to be shift into the burnout as Rookie realizes they might be in trouble here. This is the onslaught that you want. Look at the BM! Dance on him as you wish. Into the level 3 of your own. Liquid O says this is how you do it. It's a 3-0 in the winners finals.
My goodness, taunting your opponent like that is already getting into the... Oh, wait, the Terry! I said it wasn't going to happen! I was wrong! Oh my goodness.
We said that Sevens has a Terry in there. We know that Sevens has a Terry in there, but this is like, Sevens like, okay, we really got to lock in here. We really got to get things under control, and right now, Jimmy DR is like, hey, maybe you want to go back to the Luke? Hey, you want to go back to the Luke yet? You want to go back to the Luke? Swinging for the fences, perfect KO to start the series out.
That is pretty much saying, like you were saying there, Orbital, switch off. Terry ain't working for you, bud. Going from as dominant as Seven was with him and getting pummeled like a punching bag from Jimmy. But it looks like this Terry is starting to make its way back in, trying to space himself out. But he knocked in the air though, and Juri goes, starting to get easy combo damage. Dropped it for a second, but Jimmy just picks it right back up. And Juri in the corner again.
I'm not sure what we're going to watch here. Both have actually been fighting quite well here in round number 2. Sevens holding it down here, getting a little bit of a shoulder check as well, and rounds it out with a quick kick. That is going to be the stun into finish. No showiness, all skill.
Pretty much a counter into saying a counter like, nah, the Terry is going to be going crazy. You just don't know my gameplay. You're not familiar with my game.
Now we need to see it once again, but Jimmy DR opening up with a strong hand again, and just like in round 1, it feels like they're all in control. The juggle works wonders from the skies. You break it on down, but Sevens hunkering down in the corner, able to block out most of the follow-up. So you're only down to about 35-40. It's not optimal, but it is doable.
It definitely is doable. You just gotta make sure that you just get to play cool. Don't get a little too, rushed in terms of the mind. Just calm it down. But okay, wait. Jimmy's rushing in, trying to make some damage happen, but they're spacing themselves out a little bit. Looks like a little footsies. Oh, catches Sevens.
Another breakthrough as that's a burnout, and this might be a chance for Sevens. Sevens trying to push it into the level 3. It won't kill, obviously, but for a lot of damage. Remember, the follow-up is what we really want to talk about. How more damage can you get rushing on in? Great duck under the grab, and now you're playing that long game chase in, and you read him like a book. Round him out into another stun. A quick little combo to finish it off as Sevens takes game 1.
My goodness, Sevens came back there after getting that rising tackle, and especially into that level 3 and getting the double DI. They didn't let it stop, and there we go, bird knuckle, and we're keeping it going. Wish the rising tackle, but you know what? We're fine, and we're gonna keep it going strong.
And I want to say, amazing job to all of the competitors out here because you put on a show. that the prize pool has climbed to $60.50. Thank you to everyone who has been grabbing those Matcherino codes. We appreciate y'all for tuning in, because Jimmy DR and Sevens are fighting for a chance at the lower bracket finals. They want this chance as much as anyone else. Is Jimmy DR trying to back Sevens into a corner.
Trying to back into that corner again. There we go. Keeping it going. Able to get a second nice anti-air. Jimmy's just making sure that Sevens doesn't even think of getting out of this corner, but Sevens is getting some nice defense, crouch blocking, but oh, the drive flush is able to break that defense, and Jimmy's already getting a first round in their favor.
And all of a sudden, we gotta sit here and go, okay, what more can you do? This is exactly how game one opened up. Has Jimmy DR learned their lesson? Have they been able to kind of figure things out here? Seven so far, blocking almost perfectly, but now eating a lot of damage right back. Quick combo, we've seen this one before. Jimmy DR even getting the grab afterwards as well, forcing Sevens down into about 50% territory. Now you're gonna juggle it, you're gonna dance, you're gonna try and punch your way out. Quick hop over the top. Parry is out of the pocket, and now the pocket is where Jimmy DR is, but you answer right back in a resounding blow as you bring the shoulder into play, and I'm pretty sure that will be this game. Or not.
Oh, wait, we got a little sliver left alive right now, Orbital. It was so close to killing it, but just that jumping Marisa do it. Jimmy gonna be able to take the second game, now we're back into the first.
I like this. All right, let's rush it back. Random stage. We're right on deck here. Everyone trying to figure out exactly how they're going to play this out, as Sevens is going to be taken for a ride. Jimmy DR sending the perfect KO.
My goodness, that's the second perfect KO that Jimmy's been able to get in this game.
I love the back and forth action as well. Both Jimmy DR and Sevens have had immaculate rounds. This is almost one of them for Sevens here. They're keeping Jimmy DR tucked into a corner and then some.
Just keep it going. There we go. Rising tackle.
Oh, what a read!
Ooh. Almost a perfect coming out there from Sevens, but that still sends a message.
I mean, you knew the get-up grab was going to come out here, and Jimmy DR was like, oh, yep, that's fair. That happened. But they're both sitting at level 2s, and the level 3 almost set for 7, so if you get Jimmy DR low enough, you can do some work here. Quick punches being brought out here. The drive isn't going to be enough, though, as Sevens brings the drive of their own, says, yo, what's up? Let's follow through. Brings out the level 3 just for style. It's going to drop Jimmy DR into one combo territory.
Now Jimmy just needs to stay alive. They're in the corner though. They need to find a way out, especially as Sevens is trying to burn their way in. But it looks like that throw might have been the key. But no, Sevens is able to make their way out. They don't have drive gauge though. They have to make it alive. Wait, Orbital, something crazy might be happening. It looks like Jimmy is making their way back.
Oh!
The stun after the TI. We're keeping the combo going. The level 3 is coming out. Sevens is back against the wall, and that is going to do it. Jimmy is going to be going crazy, going from 100 to 0, and going to be able to secure that third round and that second game in their favor.
You saw that coming a mile away. I'm so sorry, but Jimmy DR saw that burnout and was like, yo, that's my time. I love it. Right now, Sevens probably frustrated that they let it slip through their fingers like that one. It felt like it was all theirs, but they got antsy. And remember, when it comes to the top 4, you cannot let your guts go rampant like that. You have to play calm. You have to play collected. And it feels like they're doing that right now. Sevens answering back with the resounding chaos that Jimmy DR threw down in this earlier round. And they're going to get another swift kick to the face, as Sevens should be able to close out this round 1.
A little bit more. There we go. Just another rising tackle going to secure that first round for them. And that's definitely important, because Sevens, if they lose recently, they are done. They are out and get 4th place, which is so crazy good. And these OD combos are definitely going to help, but they need to be doing a lot more, especially these defenses going on point. And there we go. Crack shoot, rising tackle. Can we keep it going? But Jimmy is trying to find their way out of the corner, and here comes the damage.
We know how this goes as well. Jimmy DR said hello from the other side of the map. And that's going to be a one-touch go. A simple low kick will finish it. We are into final round, NM.
Oh my goodness, Orbital. This has been absolutely insane of a match, especially how much both of these players are able to go from 0 to 100 real quick and leave the opponent from 100 to 0 in an instant. And we're keeping it going. A little bit of a footsies right now, but it looks like Sevens is trying to make their way in. The rising tackle with those Jimmy starting to get some armor, but the perfect parry on the DI, securing the throw. Can we keep it going right now? Drive rush your way in, get a nice combo from rising tackle. Are we going to be going? We didn't secure the level 3. You know what? That's it.
Oh, we need to see a little bit more though. Jimmy DR looking to try and finish things off here. They don't want to go to a game 5. It will be our game 5, the first of the top sets, and that might be a great finish. 7 with the rising level 3, bringing home the damage. It's gonna be a moment though, a single moment and a glance. You need a chase, and remember what we said. You can't get antsy, you can't get overconfident. We've seen this breakdown before, and Sevens is looking for a single chip. You don't need to go crazy. Switch to the other side, but that's a toss. Jimmy Yar reading a chance. Crit art chance is available. Is this gonna end in a banger? No, it is not. Sevens will bring it back from the brink and carry us to a game 5.
Sevens knew they were in the corner, and when you're in the corner like that, you can spam those DIs, because if you're able to get your opponent on the wall, that's it. That's your game. And now Sevens is feeling the energy. We are 2-2. I think this is our first game 5 of the night, so you know the hype is alive right now.
We've been on final games before, but nothing like this. Quick knee to the body, tosses them backwards. Sevens in really good control here. They've gotten themselves under control for a lot of these momentum pushes, but Jimmy DR finding an opportunity, swinging for the fences here. And again, if you take this round 1, you can save a lot of your levels with the stun. That should be the finish. You drop it at the very end. You dropped it at the very end, and this might be the chance. Sevens rushes right back into the mix, and both are one-touch territory. You can see here the Terry trying to throw out a couple of those ground pounds. Is it going to land? Is it going to knock against Jimmy DR? But no! You call out the level 1, and it's not enough! Sevens reads it, and you get the round.
Just blocking that is crazy, and then able to get that damage. I was stuttering at first because I just... Oh my goodness, Street Fighter, you are my goat. If you don't love Street Fighter to death after some of these gameplay tonight, I don't know where you are.
And this is so vastly different than we've seen with like Liquid. We're seeing these combos versus combos come out here. Sevens rushing to try and finish. You had the level 3 in your bank. Jimmy DR caught in the crossfires. You're going to be left on one-touch territory, at least a combo and a half. Looks like a little bit more so. Jimmy Yar needs to find a way out of this corner. Went for the grab again, misses. Caught with the ground, and it will be the final punch to glory. Sevens will move on to the losers finals.
Sevens, I owe you the deepest apology.
Ken versus Luke, not the Terry, but it can.
I will still take this match. It's still Shoto versus Shoto, and it's gonna go crazy as both of these two are just spacing themselves out, still in neutral here with the grab from Rookie, but you know what? It's fine. They're both kind of just sending their projectiles in, but there we go. It looks like Rookie's starting to make a name. Odie Shoryuken is going to stop their game, though, as Sevens is trying to make their way in right now.
And I think for Rookie, you already won this one. You know how the Ken likes to play, and Sevens themselves is, you know, probably, you know, sitting there going, okay, I gotta win, but it was a very tough one. So you need to be able to tone it down. You can't let your fast fingers get the better of you. You need to take every match on individual one, and Rookie is doing just that. Crushing this wall, this corner option here, and following through on a finishing strike. Simple combo brings about round victory. Already putting Rookie in a very good spot as both of them just feeling each other out. There we go. Sevens is starting to get some nice stall off that little Jinrai kick there. Can we keep it going? Gets thrown though, and thrown into the corner too. Not good for Sevens, but there you go. Jumping in, able to make some crazy stuff happen. Spaced out with the Hadouken, and then rushing with a drive rush and getting some nice little kicks in order to get some nice space. Watches that jump with the anti-air. This sure you can, and keeping it going with that throw, drive rush it, and keep it going to 1, 2, 3, 4. With the sure you can, but you know what? We're fine. Even if we're getting flash nothing, we're still fine. I feel like you have a hatred of Luke's right now. Am I correct to say that? Because
I don't. I really don't. I have a love for Luke's. I do.
I know you say that, but you sound like you hate it. Sevens might hate Luke as well, as this is a ground and pound for the game as Rookie takes their first step to the grand finals.
I already know that Rookie has that fire in them after getting knocked down in the fashion that they did from Liquid. They want to get back up. They want their revenge set, and they will stop at nothing to secure it.
I said that one too many times as well, because it's just like, even though we've seen around a game go one way, I still expect it to swing the other way. I am still expecting this to swing all the way in the other direction, and I want to see Seven sitting on match point. I want to see him sitting on that very, very end. Rookie for their own, now tucked into a corner, but again, we've seen them fight from the brink of disaster, and I don't see it going any other way. Quick taps on the back end, though, as Sevens has found their mojo and swings hard for round one of game 2.
Already starting off strong. I mean, you saw there just how good Seven had their corner pressure, already keeping it going, even if they're getting blocked, just keeping that pressure up, especially being able to take advantage of that rising uppercut is perfect, but you're getting blasted out by that Vulcan blast at level 1, but that doesn't matter. Look at that, Seven's just rushing back in, even if they're getting zoned out by that Vulcan blast.
I think that's just Sevens going. Hey, listen, I play the character too. I'm not too worried about how this is going to break out. I got one round under my belt, and I don't care what blast you throw at me. Sand blast, Vulcans, whatever you want to throw. Throw a Hail Mary for all we care about. This is all my game. A quick combo reads into the level 3 to build the finish. Sevens taking game 2 in style.
Perfect. Showing that, you know, they're not somebody to be trifled with. Rookie is not going to be having as easy of a time last time with Sevens. I want to point out that the last time we saw this match between Rookie and Sevens, this was before Sevens was busting out their Shotos. Before, I'm pretty sure they were on Manon, which is why I was expecting them to go on it again when we saw them near this top 8, near this top 16. But no, they went in with the Ken, the Ryu, and they went in strong, and they're still strong going up to these losers finals. And I mean, you're seeing it with that Odie Shoryuken, trying to go in with that Dragon Lash, and then going into the throw. They're keeping it strong.
I mean, I love it. I love this control factor, and it seems to have thrown Rookie for a whole different loop, as that is a toss and a toss to take the round again. Textbook stylization right there. Rookie at a loss. That's going to be a great area to come out here. Said, nope, not today. I'm going to eat up for breakfast here at the start of the round.
Something I want to point out is what Sevens is doing a lot to get a lot of damage is taking advantage of whiffs. Not going to be able to get that level 1. That level 1 got whipped though, but it's fine. You're okay. But no, Rookie is putting on the damage, and that Vulcan blast is going to be securing a perfect KO. Finally putting an answer to all those rounds that Sevens just took, all 3 of them. Rookie is coming back strong and wants to keep it going, but is starting to get thrown and pushed into the corner.
Oh boy, this is getting rough out here. Rookie showing some life once again after taking game number 1 and finally getting those rising Shoryuken, saying, hey, I'm gonna take this new brand of style my way, but there ain't no breaking through that stun. It's one that you wish you had a little bit later though, because that's only a little bit of damage. Sevens now getting rushed down in their own, and that's going to be a bully moment. Up the wall you go, and a quick flash brings the level 3, and that will be the ground and pound. Great finish to come out here as Rookie takes game 3.
There we go. They're both kind of showing that it is even game. One is able to take advantage of the other's whiffs. One is able to take advantage of what they want to do, able to break the other's defense. It's just a back and forth right now. It's just a matter of who can break it more, who can break that defense more, who can get more hits in. We're just gonna have to wait and see here.
We're chilling right now and just watching this chaos unfold here as Rookie seems to come into their own once again. And it's just, it's the same song and dance, but it feels so well polished, meeting him at each end. But that's going to be a great catch there as Seven says, okay, my turn. Let me bring you into my round. Wait for a whip, punishes it quite well. And in the corner again, it's a quick stun and follow through. Aerial into the follows. And Rookie is in for the spin cycle and a half. Great read to get out.
Absolutely perfect. Able to punish counter though. We're seeing both of them just spacing each other out, trying to wait to see what the other tries to do. There we go. Damage coming in by Sevens, trying to push it forward. Able to block that DI that Rookie was trying to play. Rising uppercut, keeping a good distance, but ooh, the 1-2 free kicks coming out from Sevens is going to secure that round. And if Sevens gets another, we are going to be looking at another game 5.
I mean, it's only right. I think it's only right that we are here in the closing set to the grand finals, that we are reaching to the absolute ends of a match. Every game feeling like it's going to like round 3. Every single round going to the absolute ends of the earth. And I love it. This is the determined state of Street Fighter 6. Sevens rushing in though from corner to center to corner. Neutral ground is nowhere to be seen. Quick tosses left, right, and center. Rookie finally has time to breathe.
Rookie finally being able to breathe though. There we go, getting the damage on Sevens. Sevens up, starting to make their way out, and there we go. The Dragon Lash into the level 3 is going to be putting up a lot of damage, and it's going to be securing our game 5. Oh wait, close. We're close. Just 1 HP left. I was wrong. Trying to make something happen, and yeah, there we go. Odie Shoryuken. That's gonna secure it.
It's only fitting that Ken is like, let me show you one of the OP OG moves real quick. What you have is a pale imitation. And I love it. Right now, going into this game 5, and who's gonna take it?
It was really just to tell the time. It's just constant back and forth. Rookie taking some, Study's taking some, Rookie's taking some, Seven's taking some. They're so back and forth. Being able to take advantage of the other's moves, Shoryukens and rising uppercuts before, I really can't tell who's going to win. We're just going to have to watch the action ourselves. But it looks like Sevens, especially their incredible defense, is putting up the work, and it might help them secure this win. And now they're 1 round away from punching their ticket to the grand finals and knocking Rookie out.
I mean, getting revenge for the earlier winners quarters would be icing on the cake, right? That would be one of the best moments ever to be felt, and I think Sevens knows it as well. Quick low kicks, nothing too fancy, but Rookie is gonna fight right back. No challenge though. Sure, you can bite right through you. Sevens getting such a good mile in out of a lot of their combos and keeping the space to their own. Rookie though able to fight back, couple punches and a toss.
Ooh, okay. Whiffs that second throw though, but that's fine. They're still keeping on the pressure. Able to block against Sevens, but with a depleted drive gauge, that's going to mean Rookie's taking a lot of damage. Able to get that level 2 out though. We're putting out the damage. Going to be able to leave Sevens on a bit of a low point, but you still got to get your drive gauge back up. Now both of them feeling each other out. Dragon Lash coming in. The throw coming in on Rookie. Can we close the distance? Like you can drive rush, going for some crouches. Now though, Sevens has the drive gauge completed. And there we go. Look at this orbital. Last game, last round to secure their spot in grand finals. I said this was going to be even. It's even.
No, it's not though. Keep in mind who has 3 levels and who has 1. Sevens, get a good couple combos down. We know what they can do with a level 3 in hand, and that's why Rookie, I think, is trying to apply a lot of pressure. Good burnout to come through though. And Rookie might try and take advantage here, trying to punch through a lot of that gauge and actually allowing their own gauge to come right back up. Quick slam, no break though. The block is going to hold steady here, and it looks like Sevens has enough time to recharge. That means we're going to get another turn here very quickly. Quick grab though, toss to the ground. Up goes the gauge, just 2 tosses in a row.
Toss after toss, throw after throw. It's 3! 1-2 orbital. Can we go for a 4th in this corner here? Looks like Sevens doesn't want to secure that, trying to drive rush their way out. But look at this Rookie, just keeps blocking everything. Starting to drop their blocks though. They're getting thrown around the world. Jumps over it. Oh my goodness. Here it comes. The level 3, the 1-2 combo. And out from Sevens here is going to be applying so much damage, and now both of them do not have drive gauge.
Oh, but that break might have been it. Rookie might have made a huge mistake. You're gonna wait. You walk into the fireball. One of the most unfortunate ways for a series to end, but Sevens come.
Week 18, we're finally here.
It's gonna be good. I mean, look at this. I know they're ready to go, but Liquid O looking like a monster. First to match point 4 times out of the 7 matches that they played, and it's 100% conversion all the way through. Beautiful match scores as well. Main fighting style with the Dhalsim is silly to see, but with an 86% win rate here in this top 8, it has been a solid play. One-time champion of the Breakout Series Street Fighter 6, and then of course finishing 33rd place at the Sushi Del Delphine Premium, as well as 9th place at the FlyQuest Fight Series number 40 for Street Fighter 6. A healthy record behind them.
Yes, that is such a good little matchup there. They got so many results, and some others I want to point out from recent times. They did get in one of the recent TNS's 7th place. 7th place is in a TNS, a top 8 in a TNS is huge. Alongside 17th at a recent can opener series, even taking a game against IDOM and being able to go 17th in Dual Academy Street Fighter 6. Number 75, Liquid Zero has a lot of monster results, and I imagine they're trying to get one more.
I think they can do it. And of course, taking a look on the other side, we got Sevens, who has fought their way through the lower bracket all the way to the grand finals. And look at how many more matches they played.
That's
what happens when you have to make a loser's run. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah, I mean, when you make a loser's run, you got to play a lot more matches. 12 matches won out of the 17. First to match point 11. The main fighter has been Terry, but we've seen a lot of Lukes, a lot of Kens, a lot of crazy stuff. Of course, we had a first grand final appearance in Breakout Series Street Fighter 6, so we're going to be getting another one too. 33rd place at TNS Street Fighter 6, 82nd. They almost were able to get a set on Nuclear Do 2, which is crazy, and 7th place at Dual Academy Street Fighter 675. And one more I'm going to add on, 3rd place in the 9 Moons double elimination bracket for Street Fighter, mainly because this is important. They were able to take Rookie out there too. This isn't the first time these fighters have faced off. They faced off in other tournaments, which is crazy because this probably has so many games of build-up.
I can only hope to see even more great action here, as again, Sevens is looking for the salty run back in the upper bracket. We are waiting to see if this is going to play out like we hope. But again, I'd also like to point out Liquid O, currently 6-0 in the upper bracket here, has not dropped a single game. This is going to be a very, very difficult match to actually fight against. And so to me, I'm kind of sitting here going, this is going to be interesting. Namely, I want to see if we can have a little bit more fight over Dhalsim. Dhalsim has so far looked to be troubling for anyone that is playing something like a Luke or a Ken or anything like that. It has been so difficult to get over a lot of the jump heavy style, the jump ability of getting away from an opponent. So let's see if the Terry can fight.
Yeah, it might be able to. Definitely has to watch out for a lot of Liquid's teleports that we have been seeing tonight. But it is possible, especially as they're able to start coming in from the sky, able to get a burn knuckle. And we keep it going, getting it blocked out though, and there we go. Liquid starting to do what they do best, teleporting in, making sure that they apply the damage, and there we go. There's a throw.
It's already starting here. It feels like the control over this melee range here. It's just very, very annoying, right? Anyone that plays against Liquid probably knows this. It's just frustrating. You can't get close without taking a little bit of damage, and you have to be overly aggressive with it. Right now, it feels like it's doing some work here. Seven saying, okay, let's do it. Let's go ahead and roll heavy. It looks like they're getting some good work in. Slow combo rolls out good damage. Another grab to end it, actually. Off the start. And Liquid just kind of lets it happen.
Liquid not being able to take out Sevens there. Sevens applied a lot of good damage, especially in that corner. Definitely starting to feel themselves out, especially after that throw escape too. Having a lot of answers already. Like, look at that. Punches the teleport and then punches the Yoga Flame coming out. They always have answers to what Liquid is trying to do.
Remember, Liquid always takes a little bit of time to kind of ramp up here. Whether it be a round or a game, I don't think we see them actively worry too much over the early starts. And you see here them just waters here. Little leg into the back, plus the Yoga Flame, and then into that teleport. Feels good to go ahead and swap sides and keep Sevens in a little bit of a guessing game, especially in Burnout. Here you get to play a little bit more. Flame hopped over though. You're able to make some space, but that's going to be the burn and a half. Quick level 1. Create enough space to give yourself the leg up as Sevens falls for the round.
Liquid is starting to make their way back up, and a little bit of a trade there, knocking both back, but that means enough distance for Liquid to start to keep out with some Yoga Flames. There we go, nice little teleport in, trying to read to do a quick keep away of the good normals that Liquid has at their disposal or to keep spacing, but it looks like Sevens is able to call out that air attack, going for the anti-air and keeping it going with a dry rush, going to the corner. Can we keep this pressure up? The rising tackle into the level 3 is going to be just the answer that Sevens needed.
You gotta go ahead and close it out. How much more damage can you get? Crit Art is in range for for Liquid to go as well. A good read on the teleport. How much more can you get? Quick leg and then some. That might be the opportunity. It is the turnaround once again. Liquid do this before. Once again, it's a closer on the Crit Art this time around.
It definitely was very strong for both fighters, but in the end, Liquid was able to take that first game. Something I want to point out, though, with Sevens gameplay is they're calling out a lot more teleports than I've seen some of the other players tonight calling out from Liquid. Especially that one little interaction, punching the teleport and then punching the Yoga Flame is very important because that's showing that Sevens, they know what Liquid is going to do. They're going to try to counter it best they can, but that just means that Liquid is just going to try to mix it up more.
I mean, I think Liquid has already shown that they can mix things up to a very large degree. Seeing it there, getting some grabs in and get some silliness behind. And look at that, just a quick toss, 1, 2, punch into the fire breath. No chance whatsoever. And Sevens is now looking like someone that's stuck in their own mind. Take a look at that. Quick fight out. Liquid is just showing us what the Extendo Legos can do. It's a done deal. It's a round here.
Already starting off strong. Liquid just wants to run away with this win, and they want a 3-0, but that just means that Sevens is going to be working a lot harder, especially since they have to get a bracket reset, and they're already starting off strong, especially after that rising tackle. There we go, calling off the teleport into the rising tackle, trying to keep it going. Plays a little safe, and it might regret it as they get knocked down, and they're getting called out for that lift rising tackle. The drive gauge is down. This is the perfect chance for Liquid to take advantage of Sevens and apply the damage, but Sevens is keeping themselves alive by canceling that drive impact.
How can they do it again? Liquid O saying, please, this is all I need. That's going to be a heavy blow forward. It won't be the finish, I don't think. It's going to be close. No. It is extremely close. All you need is a single leg. Yoga Fire goes out one more and then a tag of the foot, and just need 7 to swing. That's game 2.
One more game. One more. That's all Liquid needs in order to win. Sevens has got to find a way to... They're calling out a lot of what Liquid is doing, but when they don't call it out, they're getting pummeled, especially after that with rising tackle. They're going to be able to slip right under them, though. Sevens is starting to apply the damage. There we go. Rising tackle combo, putting in a great effect, but whiffs the throw and then gets thrown into the corner.
I think that's exactly Liquid O just saying, hey, I'll play with fire as much as you want right now. Sevens realizing that they might get burned and then some. They gotta flow like water if they want to get out of this one. Quick toss to go ahead and create a little bit of space, sending a couple of projectiles of their own, which I actually really like in this instance. Hops over that third. And now we're in danger territory. Both trying to cover ground. Quick arms out. Fire up above. Great block, but the burn is enough to keep them on their toes. Sevens, though, finds the opportunity. The guard is down, and you'll send the wall up in a half. Spiraling up is one touch glory as Sevens is able to get the round.
Nice little cross up at the end there, especially after that level 2. Sevens showing that they're not going away just yet. This is definitely going to be a tense match now, especially after getting Liquid in the corner, rising tackle, and then going for a throw. Keeping it strong, but a throw escape might be able to help Liquid. Not enough though, because they couldn't throw escape that throw. There we go, another 1-2 punch into the rising tackle, but the raw level 3 is just going to get countered entirely as the level 1, are you okay? Busta Wolf is coming out. Just one more hit, and yeah, the DI in the corner is going to secure a perfect KO and a point on the board for Sevens.
Feels so good for Sevens as they're finally able to put a mark onto the ground of Liquid O, who has been nice perfect in the top 8. And it feels like Liquid O is unleashed now. Liquid O is like, yeah, let's play. Let's go ahead and get underway here. Quick bully on the top of the head. They're just going to rush it down. Quick gut punch as well. Gut check, if you will. Sevens feels like they're on a roll. A second grab on the back end. And now they're going to find the twist. As that's not a teleport. That's just an air dash. And it feels like Sevens read it quite well. Good damage all around as Liquid tries to make up for lost time. But a quick teleport is read again. As Seven says, I've got you all figured out. I get it now. I get it.
Look at that. Already moving away Liquid's health and trying to tie up the set. They have the chance to do it here, even with this little air attack that Liquid is able to come in with. Sevens just knocks it down. They're keeping it going into the corner, getting another throw, and they're just going to keep this pressure up for as long as they can.
Maybe it does a little bit more as well. Sevens really being able to answer back and say, please let me have this one. And it feels like it was almost game 1, round 1 all over again. That is a clean way to end it. We're into game 5. Is this NM? Is this a chance at a bracket reset?
This could be a chance. Those first 2 games, Liquid was just still able to do what they wanted to do, but Sevens has slowly been starting to answer more and more of Liquid's questions and Liquid's rhetorical questions, being able to keep knocking Liquid down, put him in the corner. This could be the chance that Sevens needs to get the fame and glory that they rightfully deserve, but it's just a matter of getting the win.
Right now, Sevens feels so much more in control as Liquid O is being tested for the first time. It feels like most of this tournament, trying to TP backwards, but gets a leg up in the air, anti-air if you wish. Sevens, though, saying, I'll still take to the air. I don't care, but that's a toss and a half as Liquid O says, try another route. I'm going to follow through on my flame. Keep at a nice range. Tries the leg out, but it doesn't work. Sevens gets the toss back. That's a heavy blow, though. Bellowing breath, if you will. And now it's another quick chop and a half leg to finish it. Burn your way to a round as Liquid O steps one more foot in the realm of the champion.
This is do or die right now for Sevens. If Seven loses this, they have to walk away with that silver. Still a good showing, but I know Sevens. I know they don't want that silver. They want that gold. They want to go all the way. And Liquid is making sure they have every chance they can to stop it. Just spitting out Yoga Flames, trying to get some good over high legs, just trying to do everything they can. But there we go, Burn Knuckle. We're starting to make our way in, drive rushing as much as we can. But the perfect parry, this isn't good.
It happens so often at this point, we're almost numb to it, but for Liquid O, it's a breath of fresh air. Seven still trying to put on the fancy feet, and they're doing it, chasing after Dhalsim, and Dhalsim is not enjoying it. Quick blow, but a perfect parry right back again. Breeze opportunity, and that will be near death as Liquid O sends Seven so close to silver.
My goodness, this, I know that Seven's heart is beating bricks right now, going absolutely fast, teleport coming in, everything could be the end. Liquid just trying to keep away from not anything, and that fire is going to do it. Cancel that Burn Knuckle, and here we go.